Didn't showcase Mechabellum. Oh. Oh, I'm muted. Okay. It's coming through on my end. We're good? That was just a practice. Wait, we're not live anymore, are we? Oh. Sorry, chat's just watching me like stare into my screen. I had no idea we were still live. Where were we? I assume you didn't hear any of that. So let's go ahead and start over. My name is Cutie. Welcome to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. We focus on Soulslikes, Roguelikes, Metroidvanias, and other adventurous speedruns. Now today we're mixing up that formula just a little bit because we also do non-linear, player choice, open world, things of that fun nature. Basically, if it goes under the title Perilous Paths, it's fair game. You're going to see that a little bit in the schedule. But first up, we've got Mechabellum, which is a roguelike strategy game. We're going to be doing survival, insane. It's a showcase. I'll explain why in a little bit, but that's going to be run by myself. And that's because we had Mechabellum on the schedule last show, but we skipped it due to time issues. And I won't call it a backlash, but there was a bit of a public outcry. I got a lot of messages because there's apparently a lot of Mechabellum fans out there. So we had 15, 20 minutes for this show. It has nothing to do with the other two runs, but we're going to slot it in there. Then we're going to have Off Any Percent with Kiyoshi Kadre. This is, if you're not familiar with Off, personally, I don't know a ton about it, but what I do know is it was one of the inspirations, one of the kind of keynotes behind what inspired Undertale. And so with Undertale also on the schedule, Neutral Ending by Mr. Link 2K, I thought these two would be really interesting to pair together. And there is, of course, a big focus on killing, saving, how you approach different things. That affects your outcomes, different things like that. In Neutral Ending, they'll be taking the fastest path, whether that's killing or not killing. I'll leave that them to let us know about. But if you're not familiar, Undertale does have thousands of runs. And Mr. Link 2K is, I can double check, but I believe the world record holder for Neutral Ending. So this is going to be a show you don't want to miss. And obviously, Kiyoshi Kadre, also a world record holder for Off. So it's going to be amazing. But let's go ahead and actually wait 1 second. Sorry if you already switched over. I do have this. I painted this at a little paint night. If you recognize this and you've played Undertale, you know what this is. This is a Cutie original. It's not going up on eBay, but just to show you how excited I am for this show. And no one in my painting group knew what that was. Very disappointed with the general public. But with that, second place as of yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that. But you're still the Undertale goat in my heart. But with that, let's go ahead and swap over to Mechabellum, which is going to be something completely different from both of those. So Mechabellum, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with it, is a roguelike strategy game. Now, this is kind of turn-based game. It's usually played in competitive multiplayer. So it's usually 1-on-1, 2-on-2, that type of thing. It does have a survival mode. Little known fact, you can play this by yourself. You can also play it in teams. There is a dual survival mode over here. So what we are going to be doing is we're playing on insane difficulty. Now you can see the difficulties go a little further up. Only like roughly 3 to 5% of people can beat insane. I do not mess with these. I don't know how you would speedrun these. This would just be like a war of attrition trying to survive. So we're going to do insane. Now, I said this is a showcase for two reasons. The first is this is insane difficulty. And it's a roguelike. There is a chance that we don't make it through this. It's like a 10 or 20% chance based on the runs that I've done, but there is a chance. And if we die, we're just going to go to the next game. I'm sorry. I don't have enough time to do it again. And then the second reason is I'll explain when we get in game. Since this is online, it's hard for me to give you a 3, 2, 1 count. But whenever the units pop up on the screen, that'll be the start. So 3, 2, 1-ish. Go. Nice. We started with the wasp. That's good. So the way this game works, get over there. We want to actually die. Where are their units? Up there. We actually want to die on these first levels as fast as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and I can't do that on the first level. Okay. So what happens is we have two sides, two different bases here. If you kill one of these bases, all of the units kind of become paralyzed and slow down. Each turn, I can put units down here based on the resources that I have, but those units are fixed in between the rounds. So I can't just suddenly change like my whole build. So what we do here is we go for a unit called Wasp, which is a flying unit. It's the fastest unit and it gives us the ability to basically ignore anything that's ground based, which is great. We got one little guy over here that we missed. But I have no control over the units, so it's an auto battler. Unfortunately, this was a slow start, so normally this would reset because we missed this one unit there. So this is a very reset heavy game, but between every round, we get to pick some of these little cards right here. I usually take the free ones to start. We've got a couple of wasps, and we can actually flank these behind the enemies. So we're going to do this. These will usually die before they spawn, so you can see they can already hit them. But we're setting up for future rounds. Now, in survival mode, I have a health bar up here, and the robot has a health bar. If we beat the robot, doesn't matter. If this goes down to 0, I die. And this will be cumulative over the course of the run based on how many units of the enemy survive. So we're going to try to not let that go to 0. Normally, I don't win the first 2 rounds, so I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. But we're going to keep doing this, and it's going to get a little crazier and a little crazier every round. None of these are good.
How predictable is the AI's strategy? Also, hi, I'm Roku, and I'm here.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if you were going to hop in or not, so I apologize. The AI is predictable because it is a auto battler, so they're basically just always going to move towards the closest enemy unit.
I mean, like their strategy and the army they pick, is it somewhat consistent what you can expect out of them, or is it just completely random?
So there's what I guess we could call in other games a loot table or a loot bag that they can pick from, and so we will see some consistent setups over time, and there are some setups that just destroy the build that I'm doing. Like they spawn nothing but anti-air, and it's just very unfortunate. That's usually on round 9. So if we make it through round 9, we're usually pretty good. But so they pick on each level, as far as I can tell, from a loot bag of different formations. They can also flank me, and so I'm looking back. That's not good. That's not good. Nothing good there. Looking back just to check to make sure that they are not flanking me. Every unit has a set of upgrades, so that's what I'm doing there. And then you can also promote units. I don't have enough money because I'm poor. So the second reason that I don't think I mentioned, the second reason this is a showcase, is this game lags really, really badly. My FPS is already, it's up in the top left, you probably can't see it, but it's already dropped from 180 to 120 just by zooming in. So I want to make sure everybody can have a fun time and check out the battles and all that stuff. But normally, and I'll show you on the next fight how the speedruns look. Somebody on YouTube gave me grief for this. Let's see. Hounds are usually pretty decent here. These are kind of like frontline beefy units. And so what we are trying to basically do is build a concave thing that like squishes down on all of their units, because that's going to be the fastest way. But normally how the speedrun looks is to maximize FPS, I do this. I stare at the bottom, fully zoomed in on something where nothing is happening. And you can see the screen shaking, and when one of the bases explodes, you'll see that kind of come onto the screen. But this is super boring to watch. It maximizes frames, but it's crazy boring. So we don't want to do that. So we're going to come watch this. I actually lost this fight because it looks like these did not make it to the base. This should not be enough to kill me. It doesn't look like we have enough anti-air either. Normally this would be really slow. This would also be a reset. And you can see when the fight gets to 85 seconds, we can speed it up. And so we want to make sure we're clicking that button every time. This is fantastic. That's like one of the best things you can get in the game. Makes your units do 35% more damage. Always a good thing. I'm going to buy more units because it looks like we struggled a little bit there. And
it looks like you're just going all in on offense anyway, like not This doesn't look anything like multiplayer Mechabellum where you see shields everywhere and defensive units. You're going ham.
I mean, it's a speed run. It's a glass cannon. Like, if my defense fails, then like the run's over anyways on insane difficulty. The most important thing is the reason I spread around like this, other than just because it's effective, as you can see, is we don't want their units to actually get to move, because as we saw in the first round, if a unit gets through my line, none of these are very good. I'll take the acid. If a unit gets through my line, we have to chase it down, and chasing down units is, let me click it. Chasing down units is slow. Also, if your units die, they lose health. You can probably see some of these have little health issues. When you promote them, they get their health back, but we are broke because we keep buying stuff. So some of these units may not be in future rounds. These things, melting points, are not fun, so I'm not a fan of this. I don't like the giant laser. It's very Red Alert, if anyone, grew up with Red Alert. But
oh, yeah.
And so the other great thing about...
Red Alert 2 in particular.
Yes. The other great thing about the flanking is you see how quickly we get these bases. When the base explodes, it paralyzes their units and they move really slow. And they're basically just less effective. You can see there they are trying to flank. I'll take the cheapest thing. They're trying to flank us over here. So we want to make sure that we have a couple of units dedicated to killing that. We already upgraded. We want to increase our range on some of these. We want to heal any of the units that are about to die. And I'm out of money, so that's all we can do. They got a lot of big ships here, but we should be fine. As you can see, I did not anticipate the yellow. The yellow is, some shielding there. We should be okay.
Is that like the offensive tactics card you had earlier? It just gives them a army-wide shield or something like that? It's
part of like in the roguelike, they get different abilities and things on different waves. This was wave 8, so we're fine. But that lasts. Sometimes they'll have like different abilities. We haven't gotten any good ones yet, but like we can get a nuke, we can get a smoke bomb, we can get orbital bombardment, we can get all kinds of things. One thing that we're also a little afraid of is there's kind of a mind hacking unit, and hopefully we don't. Okay, that is not good. that looks very scary. Ooh, I want this and this. I want both. Crap. I'm gonna take more damage. I'm gonna take the bonus damage. This is like legit scary. Oh, I miscalculated my money there. I am 12 off. I'll buy something else. I'll buy you. You're probably worthless, but I'll buy you. This is scary. So
just spend the money.
Yeah, this is scary. So I'm gonna throw acid on something. Actually, let's do it in the back line here. I'm going slow because I think I might die here. So fingers crossed, chat. I said round 9 is the scary one. So. Let's hope that acid does some work. Not as much work as I would have liked. Yeah, so see...
You kind of whiffed the other 2 units too, yeah.
But you can see these things just destroy my army. Absolutely destroying my army. And they do a lot of damage to my health if they survive too. I think I'm dead here. Oh, if you can kill this one. If you can kill this one, I might have a chance. I might have a chance. I've got 3,200. Can you kill one more? No. I think. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Okay, we're fine. We're fine, chat. We're fine. We're in this. This is good too. Actually,
never doubted.
These are
never
both
doubted.
good.
It's fine.
Never doubted. Not for a second, chat. It wasn't one. It was literally one unit off. If we didn't kill that one big one right there, I was dead. It was literally one unit. I've got nothing else to really upgrade, so I'm just looking at promoting. For this, I just use the U hotkey, and he's not. Oh, he is flanking you, cheeky little guy.
Is the acid going to linger between rounds, or is it just there because you haven't started the next round yet?
Is what lingering?
The acid.
Oh, it sits for I think two rounds.
Okay.
If I remember. This one's fine. Like, see how much easier this round is when it doesn't have, like, the exact thing that counters my whole team?
Wait, so you're fighting completely different armies each
Yes.
time. It's not like building upon the army. Oh, I thought the AI was like building up the same army.
No, it has a table of, it can draw one of like 50 things or something. I don't know the actual math on how many options it has. But so if it draws like the one or two things that is just terrible, you saw in round 9 is the one that usually gets me on this strategy. Then there's just really not all that much you can do. But we survived it by 1 unit, and that's all we need to do.
So you're just trying to find a good generalist strategy that'll win against as many of the AI armies as you can.
Well,
much.
this being a speed run,
and do so quickly.
I was gonna say,
you know,
I was gonna say, this being a speed run, we care more about speed than necessarily success rate, right? Like if I could do this 10 times and I win 1 time, you can still get world records that way. And if you're playing Hades or something, that might be how roguelikes go a lot of the time. But so the reason I go air is with air, the wasps are really fast. They have an upgrade that makes them faster, this thing. And then also anything that is ground only just can't hit them. So you already negate a good chunk of the army just by the fact that it's air only. And then they can also easily hop to the background line and you can move them around. This is the last level. And oh my goodness, this does not look, does not look fun. This one's gonna be interesting.
Is it nuke time?
I don't like the fact that he has a thing right on my base there. So we want to take these things out as they spawn. I'm gonna use just as many little missiles. These last 1 round, and they will blow these things up. And then we're gonna launch a guided missile. You're gonna go after my base. I'm gonna go after your base. And then. Now we just hope, chat. We hope that we win this. So this is where the frame rate is gonna. Oh yeah, I'm down to 20. This is where the frame rate gets wild. But you see, those missiles destroyed almost all of this before they popped in. But also, they apparently destroyed my backline. So yeah, I think I'm dead. Let's hope this guy can. You actually can win even if you lose the final round if you have enough health. So let's see how much damage this thing can do, because he doesn't have that many units left. I don't have very much health.
You only have like 800 health.
I know.
Though.
Let's see, chat. Did we do it? Oh, it's so close. 140. 140 on the last round. Okay. Well, hence why we call it a showcase. We got to the last round, though, for you. So that is pretty much it with Mechabellum. Like, there's a lot of different strategies. The computer will give you a lot of different things, a lot of different difficulties. Somebody in chat says this game is addicting. It is. Like right now, I know I have a show to do. I want to go do another one because I didn't finish this. So we don't have time for that, though. We don't. We have a show. We got to go do things. So restart. Yeah, I'll restart after the stream. Let's get off of the defeat screen because that's making me feel bad. Well, I don't really have any shout outs other than Ray. Thank you again for stepping in as commentary. But it's a small community, so if you have Mechabellum, if this looks like fun, if it's a fun strategy game, it's a different take on roguelikes, check it out. I am pretty much the only runner for this. You can definitely come after my records if you want to. I highly encourage it. Give me some motivation to get better. But with that, we are going to go to a quick break and bring in Off, which I mentioned. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and then we're going to do Undertale. So you don't want to go anywhere. This could have been an SGDQ finale. Instead, it's here today. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. As always, my name is Cutie, and we just wrapped up what was a disappointing, defeated run of Mechabellum, but we still had fun. Before we move into the next run, I do want to let everyone know we are the first show of the week. So if you are interested in what's coming up on Hotfix on GDQ, make sure you check out this week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. But without further ado, we're going to move into the Off Undertale block, which I'm super excited for. We don't have Deltarune today, but maybe another one. But let's go ahead and bring in Kiyoshi Kadre and their commentator, Lori D. Bennykins. How are you two doing today?
I am amazing. I'm so happy that this got accepted. It just so happened to Like, I submitted it, and then a day later, it's like, oh, hey, I needed a run like this.
Yeah,
Here I am.
For background, I did book Undertale first, and I was like, what do you put with Undertale? I was like, I don't know what to build around. And then you came in with the off submission. I was like, bingo, there we go. So like the timing could not have been better.
Yeah. So I'm Kiyoshi Kadre. I'm an avid RPG Maker connoisseur. I speedrun a lot of RPG Maker games like Amori, Off, One Shot, In Stars and Time, yada yada. Some Undertale Yellow, but that's not what we're here for. And so yeah, today I'm super excited to show Off since it's one of my first Seed games, if like the first official speed game I've ever done. And I have my commentator here, Lori, to help me out.
Yeah, I'm Lori. I run Off. I've run also a few other RPG Maker games. One Shot and Hylix are the most notable. And this is a really fun one, but also very punishing. So best of luck.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get started here. Timing starts when I confirm my name. So 3, 2, 1, go. And we're right into it. Yeah. No, not really.
I mean, technically,
I guess
he, him pronouns are like have the least amount of characters.
I saw a couple.
I don't even know how often it even brings that up.
Very little, but I guess it's theoretically
something else.
The optimal.
Does that impact gameplay at all?
No.
Yeah. No, it's cute.
Okay, fine.
But in all reality, this is Zone 0. It's like the tutorial area. You're going to see the first instance of a pretty common puzzle in this game where you have blocks arranged in a room, usually in a keypad shape that kind of represent a number, and you have to figure out a code that it wants you to put in. These first two rooms won't have the keypad shape, but you'll recognize it on the third one for sure.
Supposed to get this code in another room, but it's always the same, so oops. Uh-oh. No, it's fine.
Nice.
All right. So Zone 0 is just the little tutorial area. The batter's mission is to purify each of the zones of the specters that are engraved within. Oh. So here we're already entering the first zone, which is Zone 1. Yeah.
Chat's talking about whether or not there's a sequel called On.
There is a fan game called On. There's tons of Off fan games. This was a really popular game back in the day, and probably will be again since there's a remaster coming out in August.
Yeah. It's like a couple weeks out at this point.
So what would a remaster do? No shade to these graphics. These graphics are very cool, but what would a remaster do to this kind of art style?
It's mostly the same. You just have a lot of touch-ups. The battle system is completely overhauled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna take a quick pause here while we check something out in the studio. Not sure if we're doing a full break yet. Stick with us. Oh, I think we're back.
Was it the game audio? Okay. Am I good to continue?
Yay!
Okay.
Not only is Ray an amazing commentator for random games on short notice, but also an incredible tech partner.
So here we're getting our first add-on, which are our buddies. This is
Onion ring.
Bunny Ring. Yeah, this is Alpha, and Alpha is like very important.
Like genuinely.
Yeah.
Alpha is the most important add-on that we get. And here we're gonna do a little optimization stuff. We turn the active time. We turn on active time battling, which just makes it so you can attack during attack animations. And we also unequipped our equipment because, first of all, your attack stat basically doesn't matter like at all in this game because of the way that damage formulas work. And the attack animation is really slow for this fight.
Yeah, if you have
So just,
equipment, your character like jumps forward during their attack, but they just kind of don't anymore.
It is a minimal time save. It's about like 3 seconds.
Don't miss. Yay!
No miss?
Right, even.
Yeah, missing can lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
If you miss once, it's not a super big deal, but if you miss twice, you're just like losing so much time.
If my memory is correct of this game's amazing stats, the basic attack is like 90% accuracy, right?
I think so.
Like you miss pretty often for a basic attack.
Yeah. In these mines, we're going to be grinding a little bit so that we can get Alpha to level 2, because that's when we get our first competence attack, and we need it for the next area or else we'll lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
So hopefully here, I'm looking for a double or a triple encounter now since I got a double. Ideally, I get a double because it's faster, but a triple would be acceptable as well.
Yeah. We're kind
These
of
step
keeping...
counts are not agreeing. Okay.
Yeah. Triple, your experience isn't bad generally. We are going to be keeping in mind our accuracy or not our accuracy, our experience for a pretty big chunk of Zone 1. Like, it's going to matter beyond
Actually,
right now, for the most part.
Actually, that's something I forgot to mention to you, Lori.
Uh-huh.
I cut out the grinding entirely.
Okay. I don't think
It is a lot riskier,
Yeah.
but it is a thing you can do.
I usually never like hard grinded in chapter and Zone 1 outside of that instance right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I usually would take the time to fight most encounters I got in this part of the game.
In the olden days, there would be a lot of grinding in Zone 1 so that you could get both the Batter and Alpha to level 4 before the boss of this zone. And I came in and did a lot of routing to like, oh, well, we could do this to make it faster, this to faster. And then I just realized, wait, you can just beat D-Dan at a lower level. It's a lot more inconsistent, though.
So,
But
as someone who doesn't have any idea what's going on, I want to point out that you've been attacked by chronic migraines, and I think we just learned how to make steaks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
The lore of this game is very weird. Basically what that cutscene was saying is they extract metal from cows to build the floor we walk on.
Yeah.
And metal is one of the first elements in this game that we learn about. We're going to learn about more elements than just that.
We've already learned about
And so in this-
smoke too, which is
Oh yeah, we did.
air? I don't remember.
Yes, without smoke, no one would be able to breathe, apparently. Yeah.
It seems a little backwards,
And in this,
but
it works. This world's mechanics are a bit different. In this area, this is why we got the competence for Alpha. You might be wondering, why aren't you attacking with the Batter? Well, this enemy likes to spawn another enemy if the Batter moves, so I'm just not doing anything with the Batter. And I'm also hoping to get silver flesh drops here. I want at least 2 of them optimally, because I need it for the boss. Save first base is the Batter's healing competence. We might have to use that in the D-Dan, the D-Dan fight. If we get like unlucky on our luck ticket drops throughout the zone. And we're good.
Yeah, that is the last ghost. And so now we're going to leave the barn, and we're actually going to see Dead End for the first time. He's loud.
Yeah. D-Dan's kind of just tired of everyone's incompetence, but that doesn't excuse him from being so rude to everybody.
He's like me after a shift.
Oh. Just healing there. Every time you interact with a save block there, it fully heals you. And now we're going to head into the smoke mines. Because our job apparently right now is to purify the specters that are around this zone. But what we skipped in that cutscene is the batter actually thinks that D-Dan is evil and is the cause of the specters. Hopefully that won't have any ramifications later. So in an older route, you would like fight encounters you get, but I'm not going to do that. And the way stat counts work in RPG Maker 2003, this room is big enough that you will always at least get one encounter, no matter what. Not two, though. I just got unlucky. So over here, we're going to see Zachary, everyone's favorite character. Normally, you wouldn't interact with him here, but I'm doing a safety strat, so I'm going to interact with him real quick. Just so that it makes him show up in a room here. So here we learn about the Postal Service, where mail is sent out, filling out forms. I don't really remember, I'm going to be honest.
Well, I did see we just had a sub in chat, so I do want to let everyone know that first off, thank you to anyone who supports GDQ Hotfix with your subs, your Prime Gaming subs, your gift subs, and your bits. Your contributions do help keep our shows running, so if you do enjoy this stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the GDQ channel with your friends. And like I said, this is going to be an amazing show, and we have more after Perilous Paths as well with Awfully Silly, so we still got a lot of content coming your way, so definitely feel free if you feel so inclined to let your friends and family know.
So you may have noticed that this worker is very stressed, so stressed in fact that his head scratched just across the screen and attacked us. But what I was going to talk about is auto. We're using a lot of auto fighting because it just like frame perfectly attacks, and it is relatively smart as long as you don't have like a lot of moves to use. That's rare. Okay. So we're just going to be using auto to get through some of these early fights.
I think the thing about auto is I think it's good, but it also likes to heal you a lot sometimes when that's just not opportune.
Yeah. That's why you don't like to use it a lot. So, D-Dan and the batter do not like each other.
No, they're both defeating phantoms, but they don't like each other. Which
must be more going on than meets the eye.
What? Oh, I get it.
For this game?
Then meets the eye, because we're gonna go talk about meat in the next area. Yeah.
Alma.
Yeah.
Where they make all the food for everybody.
This is also,
I mean, what else are cows for?
A great time to talk about one of my favorite RPG Maker quirks that is present in this speedrun, where if you are ever in a text box that has like a selection, the cancel button will always select the second option. So we can answer the quiz questions there by just mashing cancel if it's the second answer, even though you're not canceling anything.
That's some like dev not thinking about it kind of thing, because it's just like you can choose what cancel does. It's just cancel chooses the second option.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, not all the time. So here we learn about the meat, which is interesting because why are we using swimming photos when we're talking about meat that is used for food?
Now, little known fact, I think Michael Phelps said in an interview that these images are how he learned to swim.
I think you're right.
A very, very big known off fan. So what is it with the Elson attacking you? Is it like, do they turn into specters?
I'm sure somebody will say I'm wrong if I take a guess, and then somebody will say that person is wrong after listening. So
interesting. How much luck tickets do I have? 5? Gonna need a little more than that. I mean, we haven't done these fights yet, so hopefully we'll get some. Nice crit. Okay. So there's an example of Otto being pretty smart, using the competence move. So in this room, we can get in a random encounter. Hopefully we don't, because that'd be slow.
it'd be sad.
I'd like to gold the gold. No, I wanted to gold the split, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh.
I don't know. I look forward to seeing every one of these enemy graphics as they pop up. I never have any idea what I'm going to see when the screen goes to battle.
I hope we see the whale.
It gets interesting. There's more interesting ones.
Yeah.
And this is
No.
this is a French game, right?
Yes.
Okay. Some of the designs are giving me kind of like Japanese horror vibes, but I don't want to, culturally misrepresent. I don't know much about French stuff.
I think the French got a few problems to work out after this one. I don't know. Well, I guess it's the translator's fault for translating it accurately, I suppose. They could have said, like, off is about cute puppies playing in the grass, but not what we got.
Ideally, I'll have like 9 luck tickets here. 8 is fine, maybe.
Do you know how many you have right now?
I've had a run before where I had 4. Like you're guaranteed to have 4, and I had 4 at D-Dan. It was so awesome. I have 6.
That's fine.
Cool. I don't know. I kind of want more. Thanks. Yeah, I don't want to risk that. Because having low amounts of healing in D-Dan can be really bad. My RNG has been night and day. I did a practice run. It's not that likely.
Is there anything telling you which way to go there? Because I didn't see like any movement on the water or wind, or usually there's some indication.
Did you happen to catch the random spouts of the music getting way louder?
I did not.
Yeah, the music gets louder there.
Yeah.
To tell you where to go.
When you're heading in the right
this is
direction,
D-Dan.
it gets really loud. Speaking of good music, though.
Arguably the hardest fight in this whole run. Can be really mean to me, or it can be nice to me.
Yeah, the big things really to watch out for are just the status effects and the amount of damage he can deal at once.
This is the first, like, very heavy reset point of the run.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're, like, resetting in mines to only have to do 2 encounters rather than 3. We have a healing item here called Belial's Meat. We only want to use one of them here because we need it for later safety.
Yeah.
So hopefully we don't get status. Like, the sleep is really bad. And that's why we heal it as soon as we see it. But we can't do it again is the thing, so we just hope it doesn't keep happening. I want to stay above 104 HP, because if I have less than that, D-Dan can just one-shot me with a certain move if he rolls high enough.
He's also got something to say. He's also got something to say.
Does that say hee-hee? What does that say?
I don't know. He's just got something to say, though.
That's actually an enemy, by the way. It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think we used to be like, you gotta take out the speech bubble, and then we learned that you don't take out the speech bubble.
Right. So now I have no more luck tickets, so now I have to use save first base, which isn't great. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and using the silver flesh to get the competent points back up, just to like keep the strongest attacks we have going out.
He's done the asleep attack twice, and I haven't been asleep. Oh, I just had to say something, didn't I?
Yeah, so yeah, what you're really looking for in this fight above anything is just like hoping that he goes for a status move and misses.
Yeah. The thing is, the move has a chance to work in the first place, and then it has to actually roll that it, like, makes you asleep. And, okay. Okay, it's fine. You're also asleep for a random number of turns.
Yeah.
There is a chance that D-Dan can sleep both of you. Don't let that happen. It's really bad.
I forget if sleep is a status where that is just an instant loss.
It's really bad.
Because you
can still win, but
there are some status conditions where if the full party gets affected by it, it's just a game over.
This might be a game over because of how bad this RNG is. I have to restart the fight.
Yeah,
I need the EXP there.
You need to get the EXP on both of them, and if a character is dead, they don't get any. So that's rough. That was a bad luck fight, though.
Yeah, that was really bad. If this continues going bad, I do have safety saves for just going past the fight. But that was pretty bad.
Don't worry too much. This show is called Perilous Paths for a reason. We've seen it all here. One death it's not a big deal. But I will say your menuing is very fast and impressive. As somebody who's run an RPG, it's much faster than mine.
Yeah, I wanted to be really good at this game when I was running it, so I just tried to get as good as I could.
Oh, yo, thank you for the raid. Appreciate that.
Alpha here does more damage than the batter, so I'm mostly focusing on Alpha attacking and the batter doing healing moves. Not going well for me because Alpha keeps getting furious.
Yeah, but Alpha stayed in pretty good health for a while. Of course, we're in the danger zone now, but
yeah.
This is definitely a fair bit more promising, like, so far, I'd say.
Okay. Every time you get furious, it resets the batter's menu. So I have to menu down to the competence again.
I have a very bad tendency when I was running this game to keep using the default competence wide angle, which is just like a scan move.
Yeah. If you're not paying attention, you can do that on accident quite a bit in this fight. Can I please stop getting attacked? I think I just got... Okay, not only did I get bad statuses last run, I also got really bad damage rolls. Usually, like, 2 cycles of max, like, competence with all of the competence points you have will end the fight, but it just didn't.
Yeah.
I also had to do healing a lot, so that's probably part of the reason.
So how much health are we looking at for this?
3,000?
4,000?
Something like that.
I think it's 1,000 something.
It's like 3,000s. 3,000, 4,000, something like that.
Okay, so we need like 30 to 40 attacks then.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with under 100 damage rolls, you're also sometimes looking at more.
Please don't kill the batter. Okay. If Alpha dies again, come on, don't do this to me. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm getting absolutely destroyed.
Go for one more. It's okay. It's not a long.
Okay,
It's not a long run back.
The only problem is I also have another thing later in the run that's going to be reset heavy.
This is not the only RNG heavy reset boss in the run for sure. So
if I don't get past this time, I'm probably going to load the safety save I have.
I always encourage everyone to take a couple of deaths and do the YOLO strategies and everything. So like, do not. This is nothing.
Hopefully this time D-Dan's nice to us. Maybe the problem is I'm relying too much on save first base, but I kind of have to because I didn't get that many luck tickets. There's an example of overlapping attacks because of active time battling. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, every time you load a save, you have to turn active fight and battling it back on because it gets turned off. So I'll have to remember to do that. This is looking promising so far.
Well, as we go through the battle again, I can let everyone know about Black in a Flash, which is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. So if you want to learn more or apply to get involved, you can go to gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. How's the fight looking this time?
A lot better. I feel like I've been getting good damage rolls.
yeah,
Haven't had to heal too much.
we have batter like
No,
only
Fury.
finally in the point where we're gonna have to start healing him commonly. Alpha being furious sucks a little bit, but he's good now. Still having
I'm out of
tickets
luck
mean we
tickets.
haven't had to heal too much.
Okay.
That's
Luckily that didn't
goodness,
status
yeah.
us. I think this time might be it. That's a really bad Furious. Right at the end, too.
Oh,
Come on.
goodness.
There's just no way. I'm just getting absolutely bullied. Oh?
Oh? Yeah!
Yes! Oh my gosh, finally!
4
Whoa.
HP. Yeah,
Casual 7-minute time loss.
that is the fight
I
for
can't.
sure.
That
can't.
was a one-turn difference, right? If that didn't kill, he would have killed a party
If
member.
he like attacked, yeah,
Yeah.
would have. I don't know the lowest roll of minute hand, but I think it even would have killed Alpha there.
It would have. No, there's no way it wouldn't have.
Yeah, it's definitely like.
Well, I'm finally out of there.
Yeah, that
The
is.
DM slog.
that
For
is-
reference, in practice, I got that first try.
Mm-hmm.
I had a practice run just earlier today that was only +9 to world record going into like the harder part, like the other reset heavy part. So
We live on the edge.
yeah,
here.
pretty night and day.
We live on the edge.
So we're finally in Zone 2. Oh, yeah, we did kill D-Dan, by the way. D-Dan's the guardian of Zone 1. He was supposed to, like, manage the entire place. He wasn't doing a great job, and the batter thought he was evil, so he's got to go.
Yeah. So now we're in Zone 2, which is like, there's a library.
Yeah, it's like the residential zone where people live. So here we gotta talk to this Elton so that he'll let us up to the second floor to investigate a cat. I don't know why the batter decides that's a good use of his time.
And you were, the game started with a cat, or was that not a cat?
That was
Yeah, that was the judge. The judge is the guardian of Zone 0.
So maybe you're just...
The judge is supposed to manage all the other guardians, but not really doing that.
So it makes sense you'd want to come up here and talk to another cat, right?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna do a strat here. Normally in that entire room, if you do it like normally, you are guaranteed to get an encounter, but if you leave the room, like if you haven't gotten an encounter before and you leave the room, there is a opportunity to not get an encounter at all, which it's like a 40% chance and it saves like 3.5 seconds, and I got it. Yay! Aren't I so lucky?
Yeah, you're so lucky and everything is great. You got your 3.5 seconds.
I'm so lucky. Ignore that. Ignore that I took like 7 minutes to fight D-Dan.
We'll edit it out on you. No, I'm kidding. We'll leave that in. We show the good, the bad, and the ugly here. Don't worry.
So we are going to see a cat, but it's a different cat.
Yeah.
And this cat is mischievous. And his name is Japhet, who is apparently the guardian of this zone. And he's immediately hostile to us for some reason. And we don't like that, so we're going to poison him.
I love it.
And not get the poison off.
We're going to poison him.
So we're gonna poison him.
There it is.
There we go.
I love these like reptile eyes on a cat. It's like so creepy.
Yeah, so
Japhet was trying to control phantoms there. Unlike the previous zone leader, this one actually like can be seen as the leader of the phantoms. So gonna just beat him up real quick, but he's gonna run.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get another add-on.
That was an Omega. Okay, Alpha and Omega makes sense.
Yeah. Omega isn't like Omega's kind of on the same tier as the batter when it comes to damage.
Yeah. Alpha has a lot of like really useful skills for the run, while Omega just kind of like, I mean, the skills do damage, but like doesn't have any necessary like special effects like the poison that really knock your socks off.
So here I want to have 3 jokers.
There's like
just for safety.
There's like little things the game is doing that's messing with my head. Like in the town, you walked down and then you walked up to go into a shop. So like it kind of
the perspective shifts.
Yeah.
The perspective shifts. That's like the point of the little middle area of Zone 2.
Yeah, the idea is that the library is in the middle, and then there's like 4 screens that are like, there's arrows on the screen that denote what direction you're in, north, south, east, and west.
Yeah.
And each of them have their own like thing attached to them. So there's the mall to the north. The start of the zone is to the south.
And I love when things just kind of play with, it doesn't have to be a big deal, but play with expectations. Like my brain says you go down, you come in from the top of the screen, and the game's like, no, that's not how we're doing it here. So like just little things, doesn't have to be a big switch up. It's really interesting though.
Mm-hmm.
So here, we came here to get this Pedalo specifically. And also we found the judge. He's looking for his brother in this zone named Valerie. I don't think we've seen another cat, have we?
No.
No. No, we saw a cat, but his name was Japhet.
Yeah, we saw a different cat. Yeah. Maybe this place is just like a cat, like, haven.
I mean, people live here. Why not have cats?
Yeah.
Fortune take it in that balloon. It's a 500 HP heal. Would like that. Here we're doing a balloon mini game so we can get a necktie so we can go to a residential area. Later, though. If you just do the opposite of what this guy does, you'll win.
Yeah,
And now he didn't like that we won.
yeah. Now
So he's gonna
attacking
go.
us.
He's gonna turn into a specter or something. Gonna try to poison this guy just to get extra damage. I didn't mean to do that. I did get the poison, but I'm not getting the attack save because I didn't attack.
Does it matter that the Omega is in front of the rest of it? Is it one of those RPGs where there's like a front row and a back row?
No.
There is a row mechanic. It doesn't really do that much. I think it like makes the person you row slightly likelier to get attacked, but it doesn't really matter because you have to use an entire turn to do it.
And now that we have the necktie, we're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Oh, what happened here?
Well, it's purified now. So it's pure?
Oh yeah, we got rid of the Guardian. It's pure now.
Yeah, it's safe.
This is
and
fine.
normal
Everything's fine.
and good.
Don't ignore that guy.
Ignore who?
I know you hear a guy. Ignore him. It's fine.
Now I'm trying to spell Damien
So,
backwards. What does that spell? Neem-ada? No. Okay. It looked like the sign was meant to be spelled backwards.
Pick up a fortune ticket there as well. So we have 2 of them.
Yes. So this is a purified.
So this is the. Yeah, this is the point where you realize maybe. Also, what was that about liking the enemy designs? I hope you like that one.
It reminds me of the enemies from Bloodborne. What are they called? The little blue-headed alien things. Looks just like that, except blue.
I don't know. I think we might be. Well, it depends if you have played it or not, Kyoshi. But I think we might be the first people in Perilous Paths history to have never played Bloodborne.
I don't know anything about Bloodborne.
It was literally the first run of the show ever. It's okay. I'll make you a deal. After this show, you 2 play Bloodborne, I'll play off. How about that?
I'll consider this.
So is this like you offering me to get me a PlayStation, or?
That's true. It's not an easy game to play, is it?
Yeah.
That's totally fair. That is totally fair. One day in 2037, when Sony finally lets it on PC, you can play it.
So this is the part of the game where, like, you don't have to backtrack, but if you do, this is where you realize, hey, maybe what I'm doing isn't good. Because if this is what like, is this much better than the corruption that D-Dan was rotting upon his citizens? Anyway, we're gonna open this chest. This is another new reroute thing that Lori doesn't know about.
Yes.
That chest has 4 Abaddon's meat. They all sell for like 500, so it's really good. And now we're gonna get to the second most reset heavy part of the game. The hardest boss in the game that you're supposed to fight at like level 20, but we're level 4.
Did it just say that you unlocked or you found Monday?
Yes.
Like the day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Those are special equipment. Anyway, this is sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
If you notice how slow my HEP gauge is going up, you'll realize that I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, so
Is it going up? I can't quite tell.
It's going up.
So
Just very slowly.
the idea here is that poison is good.
Poison is really good, and for some reason there's a 30% chance of this boss getting poisoned.
Oh!
Hey, I got it.
First try.
Okay, I can still die. Hopefully I don't.
I mean,
It'd be nice to get a first try sugar after what happened to me earlier.
you just got attacked by a parfait of chocolate, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, sugar's attacks are just like all sweet themed. Goodbye, batter. It's fine. We can get him up in a second. Just don't kill us, please. Okay, I think I'm good.
I think so.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was so. The
Oh
poison
my
there-
gosh, thank you.
Yeah. So the poison there normally does 601 because it's like a percentage of max HP. I think is how that works. So when we see the poison tick that does less than that, it's because that poison tick is setting her health to 1 because an enemy can't die to poison. So we know to just use an ability to knock her out. And now we have to slowly wait for the bars to fill up so we can take out the little masks on the side. But those masks were important because all of their actions that they were taking like 4 times in a row were applying the poison ticks, since poison ticks occur every action a character on the field takes.
And so this is a completely optional boss and area we went through, and it took us about like 3-something minutes to do all of this. And you'll see why in a second. Yeah, 330,000 EXP, and now we're level 11.
Yeah, now we're level like
so that's
9,
why we
10,
did that.
11.
I like how the character model just like flopped over with a little bit of blood, just like, ugh.
Yeah. Also, a small bit of lore is that Sugar and Zachary were in a relationship and we just killed her, so...
Sorry about that.
Don't think he'd really appreciate that. Oh, I'm not gonna have enough. Okay, I can't get 11, no.
Yeah, so we can sell a lot of the things we got for expirations, which are just really strong damage items.
So the reason we did Sugar is because it turns out being faster, getting more EXP throughout the run. It's like a 4-minute detour, but you save that time back throughout the entire rest of the run because being low level makes the game really hard. In Taz, with like Taz like RNG, you probably either you wouldn't do Sugar at all, or you'd go to Sugar straight after Zone 1, I'd imagine.
I think so. But one of the biggest reasons we want good damage and like good level is immediately apparent. No matter what we want it for this section here, Jaffa is going to like get mad and summon specters around the town here, and these guys, if they get an action off, they'll like split into 8 smaller ghosts that you all have to take out independently, I think. Yeah. So being really strong now, we will always be able to take these guys out before they get a chance to move, which means taking them out takes like 5 seconds instead of like a minute each.
So there's a glitch you can do here. It's not really a glitch, it's an oversight where you can walk on the waterfall over there. I've asked the community before. I have no idea what version that is. Everyone said English 3.0. I have English 3.0 and it doesn't work. So if anybody can help me, I'd like my 2 seconds of time save. Thank you.
It's also just swaggy to be able to walk on water, right?
Yeah. I just don't know what version of the game it is. I'm pretty sure the Joker that drops here is like a reward for killing this enemy fast. It's like, hey, you did it before it exploded. Good job. But we don't need the Jokers at all because now that we're level 11, we're not super worried about dying ever. Come here.
I was vibing to that music. It just stopped.
It's very good. The music in this game is amazing.
It's like, the music just ends with like this really quiet piano part that's hard to hear.
Sometimes this guy can move to like just under the stairs, which is ideal, but these movement patterns aren't random, if I recall. They're supposed to move towards the batter, but I don't know how it works when the batter is really far away.
They don't do a great job of it.
Yeah, they don't. I think it's a mix of random and going towards the batter.
And that guy is always.
It might be a way out.
Guy.
Yeah. That's the end of the residential area. We've saved it.
We saved it, but because they want to try and keep the area safe, they're going to kick us out because of our baseball bat.
But you were wearing a tie.
Yeah, but you have a baseball bat.
Yeah. Imagine having a fork in the residential area and just like, you gotta leave.
They eat all their pancakes with their hand.
What pancakes? They're eating meat.
Meat pancakes.
That's the only food we ever hear about in this game.
My bad, I'm mixing up my RPG Maker games.
Oh.
So yeah, now we're at the point where the judge realizes that Valerie is afflicted with a disease and calling himself Japhet. So we're gonna go
The Japhet disease.
And there's
nice
the big whale!
last tile. Nice last tile whale. I'm glad we got the whale.
I'm glad we got
I
the
love
whale.
the whale.
But yeah, we have to go climb the library and make things right in the way that we have been doing the whole time, which is baseball bat violence.
Isn't there like a video where it's like people's reaction to the whale and off just because of how ridiculous of an enemy it is?
I don't think I know about that.
It's just like the most like randomest thing ever. It's just like giant whale. Okay, why is it up here?
Giant whale in the library.
Yeah. So here we're gonna get to the boss of Zone 2. Japhet. Yeah. So Valerie tried to eat the guardian of Zone 2, which is Japhet, and Japhet overtook Valerie because he wanted appreciation from his people because they just kind of forgot who he was. And so here the first phase of the fight is only based on the batter's actions, so we're not going to attack with Alpha and Omega, we're just going to do actions with the batter to get to the actual like fighting part of this boss. And hope we don't get muted before it, because we're gonna like just unleash attacks at the beginning here.
Yeah. Here we go.
I forgot to turn active back on, by the way. I forgot.
Somebody said that the whale is like a flashbang if you're playing or watching at night.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're gonna lose like 5 seconds here because I don't have active on. I just need to remember to do that. You never really think about it when you're doing an actual run because you don't normally like load a save or anything.
Also, these boss transitions where now the bird thing is wearing the cat like a hat are just wild.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that Japhet's brother is no longer with us.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Valerie. Oh, okay, goodbye. That's a rare Japhet death there. Don't really see that very often. Oh, okay.
Ooh, Pisces.
Yeah, you get cards from the Guardians whenever we defeat them, so we can unlock the next area. If we try to like walk over in an area we didn't have the correct card for it, we wouldn't be able to go into it.
So what is this kind of lily pad thing? Is that like the overworld?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like the world map.
Uh-oh.
It's called the Nothingness, where you like apparently travel at the speed of light to other zones, because I guess they're just that far away apparently. Even though they're able to transport items to each other from zones, so I don't really know how that works. So there's a little map for this cafeteria coming up, but if you remember where to go, you don't have to have it. But if you go the wrong way, it gives you an encounter you can't run from, so that'd be really bad. I hope I remember where to go. This is why I practiced before I did this. So, for some reason, all the elves in here think that the specters are kind when they're clearly not, as you can see.
I think that crown is annoying for some reason, but we kill it too fast for it to matter.
Yeah.
Is this one of those?
I did not get...
Is this one of those twists where all the meat is actually coming from people? You know, Soylent Green kind of thing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but you're on the right track, actually.
Well, I saw all the people in
You'll
cattle
find out
cages,
soon.
You're like,
You'll
not the meat is what I'll say.
yeah, not the meat.
The metal?
Oh, I thought I was about to get an encounter.
Yeah, there's like I know that one curve has like a weird bit of leniency. You picked like the exact correct square to mess up your movement on a tiny bit.
I'm losing so many tiles, fudge, dude. Okay, so Pablo is having some sadness because of the loss of his brother, which is understandable. So Zachary's filling in the judge's place, helping us throughout the zone. And we learn that the batter tells Zachary that the people here are weird and aren't afraid of the specters. And Zachary tells us to go to Area 2 to see if we can find out more information.
Okay. That map was amazing.
Yeah.
For all of the 2
That's
seconds we saw it.
It's like the only map in the game of an actual zone. So here's a treatment facility. What's the treatment for? You'll see. At least I think this is a treatment facility, is it?
It's a treat facility.
True! Don't get an encounter, don't get an encounter, don't get... Okay,
You won't.
This next room, there is a very low chance that you don't get an encounter. I don't think anyone has ever gotten it, though, because it's very low. This is one of the worst enemies in the game, too, if you don't flee from it. Because it can just start palsying you, and you can't move when you're palsied.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you, heal from that, either.
I mean, you can use, a status heal, right?
Does Omega have a status heal for that at this point?
I mean, an item.
I don't even think we have the Wales meter
I don't
anymore.
think we do, but I'm saying I think if you did have one at this point, you could heal.
Yeah, but if you don't, it's just what
That's
are you going to
it,
do?
yeah.
If they palsy the batter, it's just well...
Well... Yeah,
Von Gacy is a reference to something, I forgot.
I don't know.
Anyway, so here we learn that they don't like their sugar being touched.
So what did you type in there? Was that a puzzle answer or something?
It's a puzzle answer,
I thought
yeah.
you were-
It's just the name of the enemy in that area.
Oh, I thought you were naming the next character or something.
No.
No, yeah, that enemy that we just said we didn't like is named Von Gacy, and the game presents you with their silhouette. Also, I'm gonna probably say flashing light warning because you got poisoned.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So here we learn that the Elson here are addicted to this sugar substance that they're given for good work. And it's causing them to go insane. They're very mad right now. I'm gonna heal so I can get this off the screen.
Yeah, the poison
It's
is
not very great.
aggressive.
Every time that character comes on screen and goes, yo, I think somebody's in our Discord.
Meow. That's not a yo, that's meow. Because he's a cat right now.
Oh, is it a meow? Okay.
Meow.
Yeah.
Very famous Zachary quote. Meow. All right. So we're going to Area 3. I don't like Area 3.
We get to play cool minigame.
I hate cool
You
minigame.
hate cool minigame.
I hate losing 20 seconds in my speedrun.
I like how there's a down arrow inside of the pipe.
Oh, you'll see. I'm glad you noticed.
Oh, apparently meow is spelled M-I-A-O-U.
Yeah. So here we have the game of the Mortal Fall where we have to avoid ghosts and collect add-on rings. It's random when the add-on rings appear. And they appear it's a random 5x5 grid. So as you can see, I'm getting rolled by RNG. Have to get 10 of them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't.
Do more.
I love this mini game.
I mean,
What do you mean?
There we go.
you gotta respect the graphics, man. This came out of nowhere. I'm loving it.
Yeah. So here we learn that the way sugar is made is by burning corpses. So you were pretty close. It's just the twist for this zone itself is that the sugar is made from the burnt corpses of deceased. So this world is not doing so well. In Zone 1, we have stressed out workers that are overworked with a boss that really doesn't like them. In Zone 2, we have like vindictive ruler who has been forgotten by his people. And in Zone 3, we have people blissfully unaware of the dangers of specters and just addicted to this sugar substance. Also, Zach, this is a really funny bit. Zachary doesn't know that we just got this explanation, so he starts to say it again. It's like, I already heard this.
He has the power of cinematic cutscene.
It's canon that Zachary can break the fourth wall. So if you weren't convinced that the batter isn't a really good person now, we're gonna come here, and there's gonna be this quote-unquote enemy that does nothing to us, but is just in the way. Yeah.
And how much of this, I think there's been some talk as to whether or not this inspired like the genocide route in Undertale. How much of this is optional? Are there other ways to complete this, or the game is forcing you to do
No.
this?
This is how the game is. You have to do this. There's no like route or anything. I guess you could say there is some like story beat inspiration with Off and the genocide route in Undertale. Like there is a character in Undertale, Papyrus, who was initially like got like Papyrus's inspiration, which is weird to say, but it is true. But yeah.
I feel like I would be so lost in this game the first time.
Yeah, there's so many puzzles.
Well, even just knowing, whoa, whoa, okay. I'm gonna shut up. I have no idea.
I actually can't do that. Where's my splits? My notes. You expect me to remember this? I don't remember. Yeah, so what I just showed there is, that's a super speed glitch that was found recently. Unfortunately, it has no uses in the run right now, because in the category it would actually be useful for where you have to backtrack, it still loses 15 seconds. But it is really funny. So here we're going to see Epsilon. We could have actually gotten Epsilon really early on in Zone 3, but we didn't because it's slower than just getting Epsilon here.
Is
Our fourth and final add-on.
Is this map just designed to try to get you into random encounters?
No, it's designed to be hard to escape from.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
This is Enoch.
Should I do the stupid thing, Lauren?
Yes.
Always do the stupid
Okay.
thing.
I always want you to do the stupid thing, but if it's the stupid thing I'm thinking of, I especially want you to do it.
Okay, so you're supposed to flee from Enoch here. Okay, cool. Because we can't actually do anything to him right now. He's too beefy.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Cool. Right.
I like the game giving us the prompt that it usually gives you when you're not trying to escape.
There's this little mini game where we're supposed to run from Enoch, but you can actually just purposefully get in the encounter and try to run again, and then it'll take you to the exit of the room. The reason this is really dumb is, first of all, fleeing is not that likely in the first place, and it only saves like 3 seconds if you get both.
Yeah, if you get both like first try, it still only saves like 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm already losing like 4 seconds because I failed that one.
Yeah, but you were so lucky earlier in the run that it just has to balance out.
Sure.
Yeah, so now we're on our way out. And cool things are happening.
I don't know why this happens. Is there a lore reason?
I
Because
don't know.
isn't the Guardian of the Zone supposed to be dead for this to happen?
I mean, I think he did like leave his post.
I guess. I mean, D-Dan left his post several times.
I guess.
Anyway,
it
big.
depends. It could be not intentional.
So this is Enoch, the quote-unquote, like, this is the boss of Zone 3. This is the fight we got the expirations for, because he has a lot of HP. We don't do too much damage, because, like, damage is kind of reduced in this fight. Actually, no, it's not. It's just, he has a lot of HP. Expirations do a lot of damage. Saves a lot of time to use them.
I am so incredibly confused right now, but I can't look away. This is incredible.
Well, you.
I gotta let you know, I forgot to turn on active battle again.
Oh, I meant to remind you after
Just keep forgetting.
that fight.
It's fine.
You just gotta flex your menuing. That's what we're
Yeah.
here for.
But yeah, no, you can see from the perspective. It's just that Enoch is really big. You can see the batter down there and the add-ons.
Oh, if I learned anything from Attack on Titan, you gotta go for the back of the neck.
I mean, we're kind of just smacking his face right now.
Yeah. We're kind of face smacking. Omega's kind of at 1 HP, but it's fine.
I think I got really bad damage rolls on those expirations because he's not dying.
He'll be dead soon.
There we go.
Yeah.
I just don't think I got super great damage rolls there.
Wait, somebody in chat mentioned space apes.
Don't worry about
They
it.
take over the world.
It's a different category. So this is the room. It's the final area of the game. It's also the most like this. The game gets really vague with its lore at this point in the game. A lot of it up to interpretation sort of deal.
As if it hasn't been already.
I mean, yeah, but you had some concrete facts of the world, but now it's just like super vague. Also, we're fighting a bunch of teddy bears.
Yeah, this is where we're going to talk about Epsilon. I don't think we've talked about them much. That one.
Yeah, Epsilon is your multi-target attacker for this game.
Okay. That works.
Yeah. I remember it, even though it doesn't matter now.
Oh, this is like that one Van Gogh painting with the screaming face. That room we saw for 2 seconds with the squiggly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we kind of learned that that's like a child drawing. I think the thing of the game is, you know that kid we saw at like the end of every zone? I think the thing is like the kid kind of drew up the world, like recreated it from what it was before. Because I guess in the past, the world kind of got like destroyed or something. It's so vague. I just don't know how to explain it because it's so weird. Like Hugo is apparently a kid whose dad is kind of absent and whose mom isn't very take care of him very much in the past. And I think that the queen that we're gonna fight later is meant to be like a representation of his mom, and the batter is meant to be a representation of his dad. But they're not actually his mom and dad, if that makes sense.
I mean, I'm trying to read.
What am I? Okay,
I'm trying to
doing
read
this
the
one.
text as it comes by. I did see the one person was bit by a cow.
Yes. That's relevant because of global warming.
Ignore that I did the wrong thing, by the way.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm allowed to forget.
there's a big mister in a hole, and he needs help getting out, but the bird doesn't want to help, but we're gonna get a book from the tall mister, and then the bird is gonna want the book, and the bird will be like, we'll help him out of the hole if you give us the book. And there's a lot happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the three guardians used to be nice and were like Hugo's friends, but over time they just kind of got corrupted. And the judge's job was supposed to be like overseeing all the other zones and the guardians to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to. And they, basically everyone failed. And so the batter is coming to just press the reset button on everything. Or the off button, as you will.
What?
Name drop.
So this is going to be the end of chapter 4. And we're going to get into probably my favorite chapter of the room, chapter 3.
So
Yeah, I like chapter 3 too. I think Tenna was a really good character.
I'm really glad we saw the knight. So, yeah, this chapter in the run, there's a lot of codes that we know because the puzzles aren't random. So we're going to instantly get the Sagittarius card, which is going to let us go back to this area, load the third save file where we're upside down for some reason.
okay, that was pretty cool.
That is so cool. RPG Maker is like already about doing a lot with a little, and this game did that so well in 2008.
I think when you have a limited tool set, it really makes developers just a lot more inventive. Like if you're looking at SNES or NES games, like they had a smaller toolkit, so they came up with really cool things. And then nowadays we can do literally anything anyone wants. And so there's a little bit less of that like constrained inventiveness.
Chapter 2 is my least favorite chapter. I just think that like the setup for the future, like chapter 4 and chapter 3, it didn't really hit home that hard since had a lot of setup. I mean, I guess the Snowgrave route is cool.
I forgot we were
Anyway, I
doing
hate
this
chapter
bit.
2. I just started this a bit.
This looks like Mike Tyson's Punch Out or something.
This is apparently a comic that Hugo, which is the name of the kid we saw, Dad gave him. I hate it.
Yeah, this guy
Because
better
if you get
hurry.
hit by these, oh my gosh! If you get hit by these batters here, it puts you into an unavoidable fight.
Yeah.
Okay, I pressed up there. Thanks. I did press up. It's fine.
We're just here to see everything the game has to offer, except apparently space apes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the secret ending. Like so there's a category for it, the third ending. It's very non-canon, but I mean, this game doesn't really have a canon in the first place.
Yeah. So we're gonna use that big attack that explodes everything. You know, after we get hit by the lasers. There we go.
Why did they all attack me?
They're angry.
What? How did that happen? I've never seen that.
Oh, that's our one.
Did I just menu that slowly? Okay.
I mean, it wasn't great. No, I'm not gonna be mean.
PB check. Oh no, I split early. Okay. So here we're getting to the final bosses of the game. and we're gonna meet the queen, who is the actual genuine leader of the Spectres, I think. Is that true? I don't know.
I don't think so. Is there a true leader of them?
I don't know. Honestly, everyone should just play the game themselves, because this game has such an convoluted lore that I can't just explain it while doing a speedrun. Anyway. So here we're gonna use...
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. We're gonna do poison again, because hopefully it works. Okay,
Yeah,
it did. That's good.
How dare she? No dessert for you.
No dessert for you. Yeah, the queen is... You're trying to get the poison on her so that she'll start taking poison ticks while you're dealing with the add-ons, because that attack is long. So... this is a fight where extra turns are a lot.
If you get really lucky, you can beat this fight really fast.
Yeah.
If you get high damage rolls on your expirations, you can just you can do one abstract tragedy with Epsilon, so you just save a ton of actions.
And this is chapter 0, which I think is just Undertale. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
Yeah, if only we had somebody to show us Undertale today so we could remember.
I mean, I think it's the wrong route to really make the comparison.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Anyway, here's Hugo.
Oh, he's so cute.
I'm sad you think so.
204? Really? Really? 150? Okay.
Well, that was a killing blow.
That's fair.
So
I'm
there
scared
is
of the dark.
one more
From now
fight.
on, there will be no more darkness.
There is one more fight before time here.
The judge finally decided to lock in and actually do his job.
Yeah.
At the very end.
So this boss is going to take I think 2 or 3 hits, and then it's going to be time.
Yeah. Time is on adversaries purified.
Yeah.
That's an interesting looking cat. Oh wait, the cat's on the right side.
Oh, what about the batter? What about the batter? I think that's more interesting than that.
Oh wait, you're fighting the bat.
And time.
Yep.
I'm so lost. I'm just and the game's over.
Yeah, so you can pick which side you fight as for that final boss. And we pick fighting as the judge against the batter because it's faster.
Fair enough. That's what we do in speedruns. Well, GG's, thank you so much for showcasing that. If you want to take a couple minutes to do any shout outs, tell the wonderful people where they can find you, if you stream, if you have a Discord, anything like that, now's the time to do it.
Shout outs to the off speedrunning community.
Shout out to the off speedrunning community.
Shout outs to Mortis Ghost for creating the game. It's really good. You can find me on twitch.tv/KiyoshiKadre. I'm under that handle on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Glad I could showcase one of my first speed games to y'all.
Well, amazing. We are going to take a quick break as we set up for the much talked about Undertale neutral ending / any percent, if we want to call it that, run. In the meantime, while you're waiting for that, I want to let you know that our Hotfix summer merch collection is live. So if you're a Hotfix fan like we all are, make sure to head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out our brand new Hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack. There's never a better time than a break in the action to check that out. But don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Undertale, the unofficial sequel to Off. I'm just kidding. Someone's going to yell at me in the comments.
No, hey. I'm going to yell at you. You got it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Perilous Paths here on GDQ Hotfix. We are in the middle of an incredible block of Off and Now Undertale. So we're going to be kicking right into it by doing Undertale neutral ending with Mr. Link 2K. At the risk of gassing them up too much, they are the current world record holder for this route. I don't care if somebody else is in verification. Right now, speedrun.com says it's you. This is going to be pretty amazing. I've got high hopes. You saw my Flowey painting earlier in the show. I'm super excited. But how are the three of you, Mr. Link 2K, Jack, and Willie, doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. We're really excited to show off this run. This run is really sick. A lot of people think Undertale is just mashing for most of the game, but hopefully I could prove those claims wrong here today.
Well, awkward silence, never a good thing. So go ahead and give us a quick introduction about yourselves, what we can expect to see. Undertale's famous for having multiple routes and endings, if you want to talk about that at all. But whenever you're ready, you can give us a 3, 2, 1, and we'll kick the time off.
Yeah, of course. Like Cutie already said, I'm Mr. Link 2K. I have held the record in this category for over 4 years straight. Until yesterday, but we don't talk about that. We will be doing the neutral ending of Undertale, which is basically just we're not really worried about who we're sparing and who we're killing. We're just kind of going with the flow. This is basically the game's at any %, so it's pretty cool. We're just going to name our human one character, and we're going to get started here on yes. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
Go.
So, every single Undertale run starts in the ruins. The ruins, normally, in a casual playthrough, it's basically just a tutorial. In a speedrun, ruins is the worst part of the run by far. Ruins is filled with RNG, a very inconsistent glitch that I will hopefully get first try, and a lot of text mashing. So we're just going to try to get through it as best as we can. See if we could end up getting lucky for once.
Hey, Link, I got a question for you.
Yeah, for sure.
What color is runes?
I'm going to go with pink.
Yeah,
Steve, I'm going to go with pink.
Good answer. Good answer.
I think it depends. Like, the pathway is pink, but the rest is purple. That's my take.
That's fair. That's a fair take.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right, here's
we're coming up on the first
trick.
glitch of the run. We're going to clip a tutorial's rear end, and then...
Bang! Let's try. Yeah, that's called Toriel Rear End Warp. The actual
has
name is
no other
inappropriate.
names.
Yeah. TREW. True.
Absolutely beautiful skip. Willie, do you want to explain it a little bit?
Yeah, so you'll see later in Undertale 2, a lot of our tricks involve using one frame that's in between two different things to do things. So in that text, you are clipping in tutorial, you are using the one frame you have in between two different sets of text boxes to enter the transition period between the two rooms. As you then interact with tutorial again, once you clear that text, it gives you your movement back. And if you have movement while you are entering another room, in most cases, that will wrong warp you, putting you in the default position of the next room instead of the door position of the next room.
Yeah, it saves a lot of time in certain rooms. Certain other rooms, it does not save time.
Yep.
You can do a lot more wrong warps later.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna be doing a lot of wrong warps, and some of them basically only save frames. So, it's gonna be fun. All the time adds up, though. So,
This is a game of a lot of small time saves adding up, and most of our wrong warps were going to be done with the punch card later on in the game. You get that in the beginning half of Waterfall, but there's a couple special occasions where you are able to do them without the punch card, and you'll see we'll point them out when you do, but that one in particular is one that saves about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one. Also relatively new. It was found less than 2 years ago, and that's like the biggest time save the game has seen in a while.
Yeah, it was found by a casual player, which is
Yeah,
kinda funny.
they actually just showed up in the speedrun Discord, was like, hey, maybe you can make a strat out of this. And then a few minutes later,
There it
a
is.
30-second time save was found. So there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff like that where it's always fun to see when you have a contribution to a speed game come from a source that you would never expect.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Almost at the end of the first part of Ruins here. Actually pretty decent RNG so far. We've only gotten one extra encounter compared to what you would normally get. Here's another
There's
one,
two.
but that's all right. Two
Yeah,
extra
in the first
encounters
half
is
of-
about average.
In the first half of Ruins, there are 7 rooms where there is a chance to get an encounter and a chance to not get an encounter. Most of them are small chances, like one of the rooms only has a 3% chance. But I'd say most of them are less than 50%. There's one that's more than 50%, but 2 encounters is a bit better than average.
Yeah, we will absolutely take those, but we are not out of the woods yet in terms of RNG. Jack, do you want to explain the Toriel fight?
Yeah, so the tutorial fight is entirely scripted. It ends after a certain amount of turns. So there is one attack that when you get hit by it, the turn ends instantly. And it's, correct me if I'm wrong, a 40% chance to get that attack.
39.5.
Okay, bro.
Sorry.
There's a 40%
correct me if I'm wrong.
So yeah, there's a 40% chance to get Toriel's hand attack, and it saves a lot of time to get those. So we want to get as many hands there, which is very RNG.
So
Not
right there,
started
Link
off
took,
great.
Link took a special hitbox there. You did get hit once on accident, bringing from 20 to 16, but then took a special hitbox that only deals 1 damage. Now, this is going to be important because Toriel is now at 7 health, and when you are 7 health or less, hands start only doing 1 damage. So they're at 4 at the beginning, but then when you get low enough, they only deal 1. And so by taking that extra damage, you'd think you're losing a chance.
Oh my gosh.
Link just got 7 hands. Link
That's
just got
crazy.
7 hands.
That's really
which is
good.
like a 10% or lower chance.
That was beautiful.
What is this ruins going to be?
Beautiful.
Is this going to be like a 4x? This is crazy.
It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. That's what you like to see. Toriel hands, I think, for the most part, matter more than the encounters, at least
Yes,
in my experience.
you have a bigger, basically a hand and an encounter both kind of save or lose the same amount of time, but the difference between like what you'd expect on an average tutorial is like 4 or 5 hands versus a good one is like 8 or 9 or 7, and like that variation is a lot bigger than the variation you'd get from getting encounters in Ruins. So most runs you start in Undertale will die tutorial.
Yeah.
Yep, but luckily we're past most of the RNG now. Not quite yet. Snowden, which is the next area coming up, will have a little bit more RNG, but instead of being more puzzle heavy and very RNG heavy, Snowden is more mash heavy. You may hear my keyboard kind of going crazy throughout this run. That is when I am text mashing. I'm not known to be the best at text mashing, but we actually have a very specific method to mash text away in this game. It's called piano mashing. Basically, what we're doing is we're mashing in cycles of Z, X, Enter, and Shift. Basically, Z and Enter will progress a text box, and then X and Shift will skip to the very end of a text box. So if we just do that over and over with 100% accuracy, we can theoretically hold 15 text boxes per second. Like I said, I'm not really the best at mashing, so especially right now, I'll probably be averaging around 8 or 9 text boxes a second, but that's all right. It's definitely really cool.
If you saw Link open up a second copy of Undertale about 30 seconds ago, he's setting up, we're going to be doing a trick in Snowden that relies on some RNG manipulation. So it's just, that copy is going to be sitting in the background for about 5 or so more minutes.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of the more interesting tricks of the run. It's not something you really see in a lot of other speed games. At least
Also found somewhat recently, a couple years ago.
Yeah, this was another pretty big time save found recently. I want to say like 2022 or so. I don't want to say found because it's been known for a while,
Yeah.
but it's been made consistent recently.
There's going to be a tool we use to not manipulate RNG, but read RNG and use that to our advantage.
Yep, and we'll explain a little bit more once we get to it.
Well, for now, it's Sans time.
Yay!
You don't know who
that
Sans is?
No, I forgot.
So he's
got
like
the
that
stick in
guy
our
from
inventory.
Earthbound.
Oh, I get it
Yeah,
now.
right. True. So all the dog fights in Snowden, there's like 3 encounters. Used to be 4, but we skipped one of them now. Where you can just use the stick and it insta spares them. So that's why, mainly why we pick up the tough glove there, just so we can get the stick in our inventory.
Yeah, so the
and
stick's
unlike-
the default weapon you start with. So once we equip the tough glove, we'll now have the stick in our inventory.
And unlike in Ruins, there's going to be none of these rooms in here are going to have chances to get encounters or chances to not. They're all going to be guaranteed encounters or not.
Yeah, for the rest of the run, we'll no longer have to worry about extra encounters. We'll just have to worry about slight RNG here and there.
Do you know how to get through this maze?
I actually don't. It's a tough one. I just
It's a
kind
toughie, but
I just kind of brute force it. Oh wait, okay, never mind. I forgot. I forgot that he actually just.
I'm blue-gray colorblind. I can't read this.
You actually don't really have to follow that path. You can just kind of take some crazy lines there and still be fine.
If you just hold down right there, you do get stuck on the ball. You have to hold left by like a frame so you don't get stuck by the ball.
Yeah.
The snow
That's a funny one.
Now coming up here, there is a save point that you're gonna go to after doing it. I almost got that trick wrong in my head. But this is where that other copy of Undertale is gonna come in. When you enter a room, the step count for that room gets set. And so I'll say it right now, the step count for the room is set. Now Link's gonna go walk over some of these snowballs and he's gonna open an application here. He's clicking on the balls and that reads what the RNG seed was. He took a certain number, that basically then lets you know what the step count was. So once you get onto that bridge there, you can take a certain number of steps up and down, and then you're entering the trigger for the cutscene at the same time you get the encounter. You get in the encounter and flee, and that gives you your movement back. You're in a cutscene, but you have movement because you fled from that encounter, and you can just exit the room. There's nothing stopping you.
Yep, that saves about 7 seconds compared to doing the fight like normal.
Yeah, which is not a lot for how complicated it is, but it's pretty cool.
It used to be a YOLO strat. You used to be able to just not set it up and go for the 1 in 30 chance that you just happen to get it right. But now we have a way to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you could still
perfect.
do that, but
Coming up on Ice Puzzle Skip now, I'm going to start this room by going down to adjust my subpixels for this strat. I'm just going to turn all these X's into O's. And by getting on a specific pixel, I could just glide across that entire hole in the floor instead of waiting for the bridge to form.
yeah, there are a lot of different variations.
There's about 3 or 4 different ones that people can do in runs. This is the by far most common and most consistent.
Well, there's one more consistent one, but we don't have to talk about it.
It's a slight variation of that one. It's very similar.
Yeah.
Another stick usage there, and now I guess we'll use a stick on Papyrus maybe, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that'll be the end of the stick usage. We're not going to really use the tough glove for anything besides Vulcan, I guess. But
yeah, sorry to any Vulcan fans, but Vulcan has to die in this speed run.
The whole point of getting that tough glove was to put the stick in the inventory. We don't really intend to use the tough glove. The tough glove doesn't let us do anything we couldn't do with the stick there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're coming into the Papyrus split, which is definitely just the most boring split in the run, unfortunately. So Turns out, when you lose to Papyrus 3 times, he just lets you go. And that's actually faster than completing the fight, which is hilarious. But
By a lot.
yeah.
It's a lot faster.
So
And
Link's just gonna die 3 times and be on his way.
it's very funny at first, but the Papyrus fight is so cool. So this is like the one time doing something fast in an Undertale speedrun is actually like lame.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually funny, the reason that, because we're doing this way of losing to Papyrus to advance, that's the reason we didn't kill Toriel earlier. In a vacuum, killing Toriel is actually the faster option. But doing that puts you at love 4. So love 4 or 5, I don't remember. But whatever it is, you have to take more hits to this Papyrus to lose to him, and because you have to do that 3 times, that ends up being overall slower.
Pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah. When does fighting Papyrus start to become faster? It's level 8, right?
It's high. It's something It's something you don't get.
It's not something you're ever gonna get. Yeah.
Like latest possible aborted Geno.
It's like aborted Geno and whatever the Love 19 thing you can do,
Oh yeah.
which is a whole mother set of boxes.
Yeah, there is a whole lot of nonsensical strats in the Undertale speedrunning world for sure.
Oh,
but
boy. Yeah. We like to call them Mickey Mouse strats.
yeah, we dub them as Mickey Mouse strats, and I will hopefully be showing off some Mickey Mouse strats later in this run.
And so that's number 2. You have to do that 3 times. So there's like maybe one more. I don't know. I don't know how to count to 3.
Yeah, we got one more.
I got you. I can count to 3. It's in my name.
Wait, it is.
Finally, almost done. So yeah, on the first fight in Papyrus, I guess we should have said this earlier, you can't spare to end your turn. You have to like use an act or an item, but after the first time you die, you can. Well,
Yeah,
you
the
can use spare, it's just slow.
The first time you do spare Papyrus in that first cycle, it does the special thing and then it turns you blue. That attack is very, very long and the bones do not deal much damage. And so you like lose a lot of time by hitting that. But if you lose to Papyrus, even if you haven't started the cutscene where he turns you blue, it just assumes you have, and it starts that second round with you blue already. And so you
Yeah.
don't have to then use the stick.
We performed Door Blue now, Skip. Thankfully.
Also selected the correct choicer, so
Let's go.
we are
Yeah,
officially
sometimes you
done
have
with
to-
Papyrus.
Sometimes you have to menu over to a choicer to skip a cutscene or something like that in this game. Thankfully, most of them have delay, so it's not like a normal text box and you can react and menu over, but sometimes they're a little devious. And you have to
Yeah.
mash slow.
So there you may have noticed I menued down to my cell. I'm using that for a trick coming up in this room here. First, I'm going to start by moving up 2 pixels.
Yep. And so for this next trick coming up, this cutscene activates once you have moved 5 pixels. And so you are setting up a certain amount so that when you go down, you are 1 pixel before that. And this cutscene doesn't actually start right away. It's once you get those 5 pixels, it then takes 4 or 5 frames before that cutscene starts. And in Undertale fashion, you can do something in those frames. You can start by, what we do is we call Toriel, which takes 2 inputs. And then if you're able to do that before the cutscene starts, you can then get your movement back by clearing that text box during the cutscene.
Yep, we're gonna drop the stick here so that we have room in our inventory for our favorite item in a couple minutes.
And that's a perfect chance to do it because those petals take time to spawn, and it's actually more time than it takes to walk over there. So you actually don't lose any time by dropping a stick in that particular spot.
Yep, and now we have access to our first inventory spot pretty easily.
Yep, we're coming up on something big, but we have to get through Undyne Spears 1 first. This is like kind of an RNG room, but kind of not. There's kind of a path to navigate it, but you kind of react sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, once you kind of figure out like a consistent movement pattern here, you'll pretty much be fine. You'll have to do some reactions sometimes just to make sure you don't get hit by these spears, but overall it's not too bad.
There's a couple tricky spots, but Unend always throws the spears right at you, and then you're still moving forward, so you're kind of moving away from them. It looks a lot harder than it actually is.
Yeah, for sure. And now that we have this long cutscene, I think now is a perfect time to kind of explain the item we're about to get. Willie, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, so we're going to buy the Nice Cream. Which gives us access to the punch card. The Nice Cream gives us access to the punch card, and the punch card is the most powerful item in Undertale. I was kind of talking earlier when I talked about some of these special skips we're doing. Undertale is all about doing things within like the 1 or 2 frames between certain things. And so what this punch card gives us is when you open the punch card, it 1 or 2 frame or 1 frame, there's a frame in between where things can happen, and then the punch card opens. And so a lot of different things you can do in that frame. The biggest one is going to be cutscene skips. So you're going to start the cutscene using the frame in between opening or like pressing the open button on the punch card and the punch card showing up, so that then you can close the punch card and you'll have movement back.
We can also get to wrong warp, similar to the tutorial rear end warp, but we can do it whenever we want now. So
yep, at the end
like
of every single room.
Yep. Not every room saves time to wrong warp in, but most do.
Most, yeah.
Every room's a wrong warp. Not all of them save time.
Yes.
And so some of them you won't do wrong warps. And that's the same principle, actually. You're using the frame in between opening the punch card and then the punch card coming up. You're using that to enter a room transition. And so that's the first cutscene skip right there. There's allegedly a splash. I disagree.
No, there's absolutely a splash.
What do you mean a splash?
Everyone in the stream heard that splash.
Apparently, Onion Sand's tentacle like splashes when you get the skip. I never hear it.
Oh wait, yeah, that's actually real. Sorry, Willie.
It's okay.
Yeah, so more wrong warps. That Onion Sand skip's honestly like one of the hardest cutscene skips, because normally we use visual cues like on the wall or on the floor, something to do with first position to know when we're on the right pixel. But Onion Sand's room is like completely like 1 color, 2 colors, so like there's not a lot to work with.
Yeah, you'll see you can if you learn this game, there's a lot of different pixels you'll learn to do certain things on, and like you'll memorize where Frisk's feet are in position relative to certain textures or certain parts of the room, and that's how you'll learn how to do most wrong warps and cutscene skips. There isn't really a good cue to do that for Onion Sand skip.
We're gonna punch card monster kid, get the speed from getting on them after being up on the ledge. Awesome.
Spear skip coming up.
This is another really tough pixel to learn.
That's a tough visual cue for sure.
Very.
There's a 52 bridge.
That's a 52 bridge. And at the end of this cutscene, I'm going to try to info my punch card. And as you can see, now I have text storage. I'm just walking around with a text box, which normally doesn't happen. And as we know from Ruins earlier, we could wrong warp with text box. So we're going to keep this text box open all the way till the end of the room, and then we're going to close it to use it to wrong warp.
Yep. And the reason we're doing that, instead of doing a wrong warp punch card, is once this cutscene started, it actually takes your menu away. So you cannot access the menu right now, which is why we have to be using this text box to wrong warp instead of using the punch card.
Yeah.
That one may be named after somebody in the commentary booth.
True.
May or may not be named by yours truly. I discovered this one. And I find this strat to be extremely hard, and I'm very bad at it. And so I never do it, but it's still my strat, and it's still my baby.
It turns out infoing the punch card is almost as good as using it.
Yeah. There's a special class of things where basically you're going to be infoing a text box in time with a cutscene ending. There's a few different spots you'll do it. You'll see it later in Waterfall too. And then that just gives you movement with the text box.
Yeah, it's like
But
the
now we're
opposite
coming-
of a punch card, pretty much.
Yeah, it's the opposite thing of the punch card, but it still kind of does that trick. Now we're going to be moving into the hardest skip of the game. I think it's safe to call it that.
Absolutely.
Mad Dummy Skip was discovered in 2021, and it saves about 1.5 minutes, and it uses a glitch called Persistence Glitch. Essentially, I'm going to be a little bit quiet while Link attempts this, and then I will explain it.
Ah, that was late. I gotta reload.
He's going to reload that just late. I'll explain it a little bit in between, but essentially, Undertale, when you move into a battle, it sets the room you were in as persistent, so that when you go back to the room, it was the same as it was before. And it does that with every battle, and that's a normal thing. But we're going to do something called Persistence Glitch, which basically kind of makes it get stuck in that position. Let me quiet again here.
I got the bad text box.
Oh no. I can explain a little bit why Link's dropping the punch card. Willie's gonna explain this in a little bit, but he's trying to leave the room on a certain frame, and we can use the text from dropping the punch card as a setup for leaving the room.
Yep. So essentially, we're trying to leave the room at the exact same frame that he enters the battle, and when that happens, the room gets stuck in persistence.
That one was fun.
So yeah, the problem with this strategy of MDS, Mad Dummy Skip, is that there's a bit of RNG with the punch card drop text box. So it's a 20% chance to get a bad text box, but this is just
And we just got it twice in a
clinically
row.
unlucky.
Always punished.
Yeah, always punished.
And so this is widely considered the hardest strat of the game. Unfortunately, it is also one of the biggest time saves.
Oh my gosh.
That might be fine. I'm not sure.
We'll see. Yeah,
We'll play it
that's 3 1 in 5s in a row, 1 in 125.
Yeah, that's the bad text box 3 times in a row.
Obligatory. That's never happened before.
Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, essentially, the reason this then skips Mad Dummy is the game isn't actually checking to see if Mad Dummy was beat. The game is just checking to see if you got back. Now, normally, game over, you're reloading a save file and unsetting persistence. That wasn't it. But because you would get persistence glitch, you would be stuck in persistence basically. And so, even though you've died, the game wouldn't realize that. Basically, the game isn't realizing that you didn't successfully complete the fight because it's never actually checking that properly.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah. Dude, your WinRAR license has expired.
It wasn't 8 Undertales, but WinRAR.
It was 8 WinRARs.
8 WinRARs were open.
Oh no! All right, you got it this time.
Yeah,
buddy.
we got it.
Go, everyone say
This
go,
trick
Link,
is-
go.
This trick is why we build a lot of extra time into estimates whenever this game is run.
Absolutely. This one's brutal.
Surely, right?
That looked good.
I don't know.
If this doesn't work, just do like Soul Flash, man.
I don't know.
Oh, also, you might be wondering, why are you jumping the punch card? I thought it was the best item in the game. We just get it back after this because we're reloading. We're using the save we saved before.
Yeah, you
the
died,
trick.
so it's reloading the save. But you're still in persistence, so you entered the room with it, and
Bang! There it is. Clap.
that was
clap.
natural.
First try.
First try. Bang. We're gonna take the astronaut food to heal with later, but that's not gonna come up for a while.
Yeah, but that's a safety save right there. It did it in between the cutscene there. And then you time the Z press there when you close out Absolute's cutscene, because Absolute will float away, and then the cutscene will end. And if the cutscene ends while you're in the door to move, you actually get your movement back, and getting your movement back is what does a wrong warp, and that wrong warp is pretty big.
Yes, very big. So we got a couple mazes here, dark rooms. I hope Link knows the layout because it's gonna go black.
I don't know. Pretty tough. This is probably the
Okay.
hardest room of the run.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a hard room. Luckily, it doesn't actually go to 100% darkness. It'll look really dark, but you can, like, if you have your brightness way up, you can see the maze even if it's all the way black.
This is one of the most interesting cutscene skips, or it's not a cutscene skip, but punch cards in the room.
I'm gonna go for a fast version. Perfect.
Ooh.
That was called the Bromato.
Dude, no, it's called One Punch Man.
It's called One Punch Man.
Basically, what I did there is I opened my punch card, overflowed, which was basically getting text storage, and then closing that text all at the same time. So that one's pretty precise. But we were
Now,
able to get it
we
first try.
can't move over yet. We can't move over until this cutscene ends because our path doesn't open.
Yeah, this whole skip only saves like 6 seconds, and it only saves time because you can walk here instead of being all the way back at the flower.
Yep.
But that cutscene takes away your movement like 3 times, so you need to do a lot of punch cards.
Yeah, just a lot of punch card skips and wrong warps up here. You're gonna move back to get that wrong warp, and we're gonna line up with 3 dots on the bottom here for 1 dyne. There's a second pixel, a wrong warp,
beautiful,
a cutscene ending
beautiful.
in the transition. There's a lot to break down with that, but
It all happened so fast.
It all happened
Yeah.
so fast. That was 1 dyne. You first saw that first cutscene was skipped with a normal punch card. Then the second cutscene was skipped with a normal punch card. You open the punch card again to set the text to have the proper, because that text normally doesn't give you movement when it goes away, but if you open the punch card again, it sets the property of that text box so that when it is closed, you get movement back. You enter the cutscene at a specific, you then enter the wall at a specific time so that the cutscene will, or that 1 dyne will close the text in that wrong warp, in that room transition, sorry. There's a lot to explain there. There's about 4 different moving parts. All of that combines to let you get a wrong warp into the next room, which lets you not get an encounter in that room. And then in this room where that Link just exited, you stopped at a specific spot so that you only have to do 1 cycle of the fight. Normally you have to do 3 cycles of this fight.
Yeah, you can skip this cutscene, but
Yeah, I
you
missed
can't hit
that
them
punch
all.
card.
Can't hit them all.
Can't win them all.
That's all right. This is really bad in the true pass setting category because you have to go
Yeah,
water
normally you would
up
have to
Undyne.
water Undyne, but luckily, since we're playing neutral, we really don't care.
Yeah. And now we're entering.
Now, which is the best part of the game.
Yes, this is the cool.
Absolutely.
Like, get your popcorn, your beverage of choice. This is gonna be
Like that?
cinema. Oh, Will, you're not enlightened to Nerds Labs. Shout out to Nerds.
Yeah, that's Nerds Lab skip. Absolutely beautiful strat.
Yeah.
There's
so
strats that I'm not aware of.
basically, we kind of combine in the overflow, which is getting movement from a text with the punch card with the normal punch card exploit, so that we can get movement with a text and skip the cutscene at the same time, and then use the text to wrong warp out of the room. So pretty cool.
We're gonna make a quick detour here to get the burnt pan. Obviously, we're not gonna do it normally. We're gonna go out of bounds here, get some funny text storage, and then we're gonna launch ourselves with this vent, grab the pan,
Nice.
launch ourselves.
That's really hard.
And you might be thinking, Link, you're on 6 health. You should heal.
No.
Absolutely not. We're gonna punch card this
Absolutely
laser,
not.
get hit, and now we're just gonna walk through this.
Yeah, this saves a lot
now-
of time.
It saves a lot of time here, and it saves time later.
And I'm gonna go for a cycle skip here.
Oh, bang.
Beautiful.
Very clear.
Brilliant.
That's one of the hardest strats in the game. It only saves
Yeah.
2 seconds. But
That's one of those
it's-
Mickey Mouse strats we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most Mickey Mouse strats. But it's a complicated PCE. We don't really need to get into it, but yeah. Cool
Now, right now,
skip.
Link does not have his menu. When you enter any of these Metaton cutscenes, you do not have your menu. So our first priority, that punch card is way too powerful to not have. We're gonna have to go back and get it. Luckily, we have to sit through this cutscene, but luckily we have a spot that's really close to get our menu back. In that room where Undyne gets watered again, you go back there, that's where you get your menu back. So you're gonna see Link's gonna go walk backwards, 1 more room here, and then once you get into this room, immediately you have your menu back. You're gonna go right back to the elevator that you came from so you can go to the next floor.
Yeah.
We're gonna be seeing that done a couple different times in this run.
Yep, we're gonna rinse and repeat that for basically all of Hotland.
Yeah. This game loves to take your menu away, but we really want it. So
Link's on the bottom of the screen here. That's because at the top of the screen there are actually like some phone calls.
Oh,
that you
yeah.
skip by going to the bottom.
They just, they forgot to put it on the bottom. What can you do? Volume warning. that we
Volume
forgot to
warning.
give.
Yo, good volume warning. Sorry, guys.
They tried to make Toby Fox tried to make a text box that moves with Frisk, but unfortunately that means creating like infinite text boxes, and when you skip it, you see all of them.
The way that works is it like kills one by spawning the next one. Toby Fox figured out how to do this for Deltarune.
Yeah, shoutouts.
But now here's that text box. Like I said, that thing was going to save time earlier. Because we were at 1 HP and hit with the lasers, we got an extra cutscene here. There's a lot to explain here, but basically you take advantage of the fact that you have that cutscene, and that text box is actually going to give you a visual indicator. You can use Alphys's face on the side to line up where you're doing your cutscene skip. Normally, that room, you just have to like count steps and do a blind PCE. But because we did that setup there, we could use that visual trigger there. And now we're gonna go right back. We lost our menu again because we entered that Metatron cutscene. And so we have to go get our menu back. And that's what we're doing right here.
And now finally, after all that scary stuff, I could finally take another safety save. Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, so actually we couldn't save earlier because if you save, you get heal. And in Undertale, when you save, you heal. And when you heal, you lose that special property of being at 1 HP, which let you do that skip earlier.
This is one of the biggest time saves in the run. North-south skip. You let Link get it first, but
The punch card, when you open it, it stays open for a minimum of 4 frames before you can close it.
There we go.
And then you have to close it on the first possible frame so that you can be able to basically clip into the wall and get to the next spot.
There's that safety
That
save I
strat has
wanted.
no bad... That save has no special name in particular.
no. That is another very appropriate strat name that we can talk about.
Undertale
but we're not going
speedrunners
to.
are very good at naming strats. We have a
We're very
strat called
mature.
this.
Just wait until you hear about that. So we're gonna skip Metaton here. Gonna take our menu again.
Yep.
Loser.
Menu's gone. And you think, Link, go to the elevator.
No, where are you
going? So, if you go to the elevator, normally the Metaton cutscenes will set the flag that you can then go to the next floor. But we skipped the part of it that does in this spot. So we had to advance our plot flag by seeing that cutscene up there, and now we are going to be able to take the elevator back. And so now that we've seen that cutscene, we have to go get our menu back. And like we said earlier, the menu is the most important thing ever because the menu gives us access to the punch card, which gives us access to all of these skips.
Yep, and we really, really want our menu for core. We're going to be doing punch cards basically everywhere.
Yeah. You roll warp into pretty much every room in this split. It's really cool.
Ooh. There we go.
And there's our last set of punch card recovery warps.
Boom. Good luck, buddy.
This is my favorite part of the run by far.
If you thought Hotland had a lot of stuff, core is going to blow your mind.
Or is the finale of Hotland.
It's brilliant. Like, you can see, this is wrong warp number 3 already.
There's like 30 wrong warps in this split or something.
Yup.
So we're gonna...
You just set a wrong warp backwards. It's insane, but...
Yeah. Skip a little fight there. Wrong warp in the next room. Not a lot to explain here. It's just wrong warping. Couple cutscene skips. Nice. We need to do another one of those PCAs, which is opening the punch card a second time for seemingly no reason, but it gives us a better text box than if we didn't do it.
Yeah, if we didn't do that, we'd soft lock.
Yeah.
There are some text boxes that don't give you your menu back when they close, and this is a special position where if you didn't do that punch card, that text box wouldn't have given you your menu back. It actually would have given you your movement back, locked it again, and then stayed locked into the next room.
Link, you're going the wrong way, buddy. I don't know what you think you're doing.
Oh, what? Wait. Why am I going...
Okay.
What?
So, because we have the punch card, it's actually faster to go all the way backwards through core back to this elevator.
Yeah.
And we're at the end. And Metaton is skipped.
So,
and this is not a Metaton that takes your punch card away, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But yeah, in general, the default position of a room is actually pretty close to the start, like the beginning of the room where you'd be going through it normally. So if you want to go backwards if you can do a lot of times where you just wrong warp and it puts you kind of really close to the beginning and you just wrong warp after wrong warp.
And that's Hotland.
That's Hotland, and now we're into New Home. New Home used to be a pretty decent break for runners before the hardest part of the run, but now New Home is full of crazy strats as well.
Until Mickey Mouse entered the party.
Until Mickey Mouse entered the clubhouse.
Yeah, there's a lot of really small things in this, but as we've pushed the time down as a community and as we've gotten better at this game, New Home has been one of the spots where we've found time to save.
Missed that encounter.
So you can actually skip this little encounter, quote unquote, here by entering the transition with the after punch carding, but it can be frame perfect. It's kind of RNG dependent.
I'm gonna go for an even crazier one here, and that one's crazy. We don't even do that one in runs, really.
That's kind of beyond.
Yeah, that
Mickey
one only
Mouse.
has a 30% chance of working.
Yeah, and it's
At
very
best.
frame tight. So you can skip this one too, turns out, but yeah, very hard and RNG and bad.
So yeah, actually, whenever you see the soul flash, like going into an encounter, that soul it's between, I believe it's 15 and 20 frames, and it's random. It's just a linear random throughout the whole thing. And so sometimes you just save time, and it makes it hard, especially for the kind of ones where, like, if you're doing tricks involving them, so you might have to react to them. And sorry, it's not the soul flash, it's the icon before the soul flash. I got that wrong. But it has a little bit of a variable amount of time, and so a lot of times it's just like kind of invisible time loss, invisible time variation. But in those two encounters, because you're doing skips that you're trying to close something as soon as that clears, it's something that like really messes with you.
All right, we're coming up on a really long room. Like Link said, this used to be a break where you would kind of just mash Z and enter and get through the cutscenes, but we can actually chain text box storage.
No, I am not doing that nonsense.
Dude, you gotta come on.
I will be going for the slides, which I find easier and faster,
Okay.
but I will not be doing the chain.
It's still cool. So yeah, you can save a bit of time by just punch card sliding, which is a little different than a punch card exploit, but it doesn't really matter right now, into each of these encounters.
It's the same concept where you're starting that cutscene, you're getting moved back, and you're moving a couple pixels. It's like any other cutscene, really, but you don't have a lot of time with it, so they barely save any time, and the visuals are kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm struggling on these right now, but that's all right. These don't save a whole lot. I think if you get all of them, it saves like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, with the chain.
Yeah.
Really difficult, really low reward, so...
There's one of them, though.
High risk, low reward, my favorite.
Yup.
If you miss it, you lose probably like 0.5. It depends on how fast you react in close punch card, but...
There we go. Now we're cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
It's about the point where, like, if you can get half of them, maybe a little bit more than that, it's kind of worth doing. You expect to miss a couple of them. That's like part of the deal. Is you're never going to hit them all, but if you can save time on average doing it, you do it.
Yeah. It's all about the average.
Answering a question from chat, we are playing on the 1.001 version of Undertale for Linux. Later versions, especially the ones that have the Japanese text, have a worse input system, and it doesn't let us do all of the tricks we can do. And 1.0 has slightly weirder mashing.
We unfortunately are going to skip this cinema cutscene and just walk past Sans. See ya, buddy. We're going to wrong warp out of this room blind because he's the
blind?
goat. Yep.
Nowadays we do.
Nowadays, in the era of Mickey. So yeah, now we're Nat Score, and we have Love 4, we have the Burnt Pan, so...
If you thought the rest of the run was hard, It's time for the hardest part of the run.
So Asgore, the optimal Asgore fight requires every single quad, which is every single hit on every single burnt pan attack. So that's 36 total, 9 burnt pan attacks, 4 hits per attack. There's 9 patterns on the burnt pan, so very learnable and practicable. Link is insane at these, better than 99% of runners, maybe 100%. So we'll see how it goes.
Link's the best at this.
I'm gonna try to get a good Asgore here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And that's
The first quad's always the worst, but it's all right.
This game is at 30 frames a second, so 1 frame is it probably is not as short as what most games 1 frame would be. So that's kind of the little bit of solace we have there. But it's still very, very tough, especially to get 36 of them in a row is an achievement that you do not see very often.
Yes. This is arguably the hardest part of the run. I know we've said that like 3 times, but
it is harder than Mad Dummy Skip.
this one is the hardest part of the run.
yeah, like this is a really hard speed game, but it's really cool. And it's not like it's like easy to learn, hard to master.
Absolutely.
Undertale is one of those speed games where you can come in and learn it, and you can do kind of very basic strats where you're only doing the punch cards that save a ton of time. You're only doing the wrong works that like put you past an encounter, and you might not get as good of a time, but it has a really low barrier to entry. And then as you kind of learn it, you get better at it, which basically once you get better at it, then it unlocks the faster strats to then save you time. And so it's a really easy, I wouldn't call it easy because punch cards are hard to do it, but they're basic. And once you can learn that first bit, you'll be able to improve pretty well. And that was a 10 turn?
So I hit 9 quads in a row, but I missed the first one, so I ended up losing a turn.
So for context, Link just hit 39 out of 40 frame perfect inputs, so that's pretty insane. Yeah, like there have been records with like recently with like 11 turns or 10 turns, so like that's more than you could like what you want to ask for. So
you got the 10 turn secured, bud.
You did.
Yeah,
you did.
10 turn in a no reset is honestly very good.
So now we're in Flowey, which is kind of just a victory lap for the speedrun. You can lose time for sure, but it's pretty locked in once you finish Asgore. So we're gonna open the game instead of waiting for
We're gonna open the game.
We're gonna open the game this time because the game force closes, but a couple times we're gonna do it to skip cutscenes, but we'll get to that later.
Yep, that was the first of 4 loads you do in this fight. That is the only forced one, but the other ones save a ton of time. It's a joke in our community that Flowey is an auto-scroller. It is not an auto-scroller. There are those 4 loads. There are things throughout that can save or lose time. We'll be pointing them out when we get there.
Yep. But now we're just smashing text.
Yep. But as you say, if you get a pace and it's good, and it's green by a few seconds at least going into Flowey. Flowey is a victory lap. You're getting your PB. This is the part where you start to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah. Asgore is the final boss. Asgore is the perfect Asgore, that's what we call it, because it's a test, basically. And then this is fun times. So there's, I don't know if I'm explaining this too early, but there's 6 soul modes in Flowey, and you can get through each of them. You don't really worry about dying in this fight. You can die, but as long as you put in an effort to dodge, you'll be all right. So,
yeah. On your casual playthrough, you probably die to this boss once or twice, but it's pretty lenient. There's a few tricks that Toby does to make this fight seem a lot harder than it does. When you are at low health, you take less damage, which is great. Really convenient for us because when you heal the same amount regardless. So it looks hard. You'll see Link being on. You might see Link being on low health, but just remember that it is less scary than you think it is.
Yeah, that's just one of Tony's tricks, as the kids say these days.
It's Tony's
what kids are
first
saying
trick.
These days.
Yep.
Oh, they're all saying that.
Tony's first trick, baby's first trick.
But yeah, the first part of this phase fight, you're alternating between a Flowey phase and a Soul phase. There are a few Soul phases that have important things in them, but for now, we're just kind of chilling, making sure to dodge, and then you get to the Soul phase. After you're through the Soul phase, you get your heals, and those will pretty much bring you back up to full health every time.
Yep.
First soul phase now.
First soul phase, the swords are all moving together. It's not the camera. And you can tell where the act button is going to be based on the direction the swords are moving, and also what rotational position it's going to be in based on what rotational position the swords are in.
Yeah, so
you just follow. You follow this column you spawn in, and then this act is just a sword in disguise.
Yep.
There's like, sometimes we need to use tells to know where the act button's going to be. Otherwise it's RNG, otherwise it's always the same. So.
Yep.
Next we have the orange soul phase. This one's always going to be in the same spot, so definitely one of the more boring soul phases, but that's all right.
Yeah.
This is definitely F tier on the soul phase tier list.
Yeah, if we had to make a soul phase tier list.
I know what would be S tier, but we'll get to it.
We all know what'll be S tier.
That act always replaces the same hand, so you just go to, you memorize where it'll be, and you show up at that spot, and then you mash to hit it. And you see the attack buttons that come up in this phase actually don't matter. Your health, always health gets reset when you move into the next phase anyways, so you can hit them, you can not hit them, it's whatever.
Here's blue. This is another 100% consistent one. Just gonna spawn on the right coming in. So you actually can't die on the soul phases, so it doesn't matter how much damage you take. So we're just gonna damage tank to pick it up optimally here.
Yeah, we just have to make sure we're kind of high up there, because if we're at the bottom, the act button could actually jump over your soul, and you have to redo this entire phase.
Yeah, because it'll
go past you and you can't catch up.
it's like really funny. It's like Looney Tunes.
If that happens, you go back to the Flowey phase, and then you retry that phase after that. You lose about a minute for that.
It's terrible. Yeah, probably the worst way to lose a run, besides like other Flowey mistakes.
So coming up is the book phase. And this is the S tier.
Yes.
The act will always come out in that second to top row. But it comes out either from the left or from the right, and it's 50-50 as to what it does.
I'm actually going to do some manip here.
Wait.
So it says 2 times, so it's clearly on the left.
How did he know?
How did he do it?
This is crazy.
So I was just joshing, obviously. That tool really didn't do a single thing for me.
That's awesome. So
there's nothing you can do to manipulate that.
It is actually faster to get it on the right if you're prepared for it, because you can interact with it 2 frames sooner than if it comes on the left.
Yep.
Most people.
There's actually more hidden RNG in that phase too. It's pretty invisible, but basically every time a word comes out, the words have a little bit of random variation, and when a word comes out, it decreases the timer for the other words to come out.
Oh, I actually didn't know
increases
that.
it.
Crazy.
I don't know. It does one of those 2 things. I forgot, but it's basically it's invisible time save or time loss. It can vary a second in either direction.
This soul phase gives crazy healing.
Yeah,
I love
you soak that all up.
That soul phase honestly might be S tier just for the healing.
Yeah, the healing is insane.
A tier
so
minimum.
One more to go. This one actually does have a lot of RNG, but you can manipulate it, and it doesn't really matter for RTA. So
yeah, basically it's going to be the gun phase. The gun will point at the soul, and you want to minimize the amount that the gun is rotating, because when the gun is rotating, that's kind of delaying the fight. It needs to shoot out 8 volleys. The act is the last thing in the 8th volley of bullets. And what you're going to see is Link's going to go to the bottom here. If you're in the bottom corner, that basically is the spot where it kind of makes the bullets all be kind of close together. And so that'll put it together. Now, as soon as this fight ends, Link is going to reload the game. That is because that sets the flag, and now we're in the next phase of Flowey. That's the second reload out of 4 you're going to see.
So that actually is a huge time save to watching the whole like finale intro cutscene. In fact, it's even faster to do that on Switch, where you have to go to home menu, close the game, and reopen the entire game again, which is hilarious.
Now we're in this last fight. You can see the attacks are doing damage now, and this attack has a lot of variation. So this part, the damages can range from 150 to 220. The next, you're going to see basically we're going to do some strats to make the damages do more, and if we do everything right, we can end the fight and attack earlier than we could otherwise do. So we do this based off of an audio cue usually here. But Link, just what he did, you saw how he delayed that fight button press. The delaying of that fight button press basically causes one of them to be moved into the next phase. So there's like 5 different tiers of damage you can do. We only see 4 of them here. But basically, that first tier, you can see now we're doing more damage, right? It's between 250 to 270 in this phase. And you took one from the earlier phase and basically put it into the later phase with no other consequence.
And there's actually another one of those you can do there to make it a little more consistent to get this quick kill, but...
Yeah, Link just did it right there. You took one from the 270 phase and then put it into the 370 phase. And now the last one you're going to see come up on the end is he's going to take one from this 370 phase and move it into the 700 phase. And that's the big one.
That's going to end the fight when we get to it. All audio cue stuff. The fights are kind of like on a cycle, so it's always going to be the same part of the song.
Go.
That's it. That's
good stuff. You saw Link take that delay there because if he hit it right away, it would have been in that earlier 300 phase, but delaying it to that 700 phase allowed that fight to end early. And if you miss it, this health bar is just a very tiny sliver usually, and it is really funny.
It's really sad. It's like a 2% chance or
Yeah,
something.
2% chance with those strats. It used to be a 13% chance, but there was a new method found out that made it more consistent.
We used to not know that you could take one from the first phase and put it into the second phase, and that, when we used to do that, it was a 13% chance to miss. But now that we found that, we figured that out, that brings it up to a 98% chance of success. So you have to have really bad damage rolls for that quick kill to not work.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Link's standing in a special pixel here. Basically, it's not going to end it here, but that first frame that started, Link got hit by those bullets and advanced to the next part of the cutscene.
You don't have to mash anymore. These text box auto scrolls, so Link's hands are saved.
I always forgot that when I did runs. I always mashed.
That's fair.
It's honestly fair, like just in case, like they might.
It feels
it.
weird. Yeah, they might patch it.
Undertale changes on Monday.
Yeah.
So now we're going into the last set of we're going into the last set of loads, and we're coming up really close on time here.
2 more loads. Skip a couple cutscenes. Not a lot of time saved, but worth. There's one.
That first load.
You can move the
there,
soul.
we're moving over, hit the fight right away, and then we're gonna spawn the next game. In this room, the door is time.
Yep, time. That was honestly a pretty good run besides the Mad Dummy incident. We did
that was Fast East West is hype. Tass was, Toriel Rear End Orb was hype.
Yeah, under 56, despite all of what happened in that. In that, Mad Dummy has been an incredible time to get, given the circumstances.
Yeah, 55, very good.
Yeah, we will take those, absolutely. Before we wrap this up, I just want to give a quick few shout-outs. First of all, obviously, shout-outs to my commentators. They are absolutely awesome. Shout-outs to all of the Undertale speedrunning community. If you watch this and found this run cool at all, they are very helpful. As a matter of fact, I even have a video guide I made last year if you want to run this category. So definitely check that out if you're interested. Obviously, you could find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/MrLink2K. I gotta grind to get my world record back, so I'm gonna be starting up attempts again soon. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. My commentators want to say anything, feel free.
I'll iterate that Undertale community is an incredible place to be, and this is very fun and also very beginner-friendly category to start learning. And so if you're ever interested in picking up a speed game, the community is great. They would love to help out any new runners who are interested in coming along. There's lots of good video and text-based resources for you to find. You'd be in good hands in the Undertale speedrunning community.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna second what Link and Willie said, that like, look, like I've run a lot of speed games. Like I've run like Celeste, Hollow Knight, like a bit of SM64, like. And I honestly think neutral is like one of the best speedrun categories ever. And like it's so like if what you saw today, like you are interested in at all, just like please give it a try. Like you can do it. It's not really like, it's really rewarding. It's really challenging, but it's really rewarding. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for showcasing that. This was a spectacular, set of games to watch. I really enjoyed it. That is it for us today here at Perilous Paths. So I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who was on the show: Kiyoshi Kadre, Lori D. Bunnykins, and of course, Mr. Link 2K, Jack, and Willie, who are with us right now. As we head to break, we're not done yet. We still have another 3 hours of Awfully Silly coming up right after the break. And if you're looking for something to do between shows, do keep in mind that Frame Fatales, which is GDQ's all-women and femme speedrunning community, is preparing for its next event, Flame Fatales, running from September 7th to 14th, and the schedule is actually now live at gamesdonequick.com/schedule/58, or if you go to the main page, you'll be able to find it. You can also type !FF in chat for more information on how to join the Discord and stay up to date for all things Frame Fatales. So while we're on a little bit of a break going to our next show, definitely check that out. But again, thank you so much to everyone for being on. Thank you for hanging out with us, for just being here, just vibing. I thought it was a lot of fun. Wherever you are, whenever you are, hope you have a great rest of your week and stay tuned.